everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Sam Denny, aka Halfass Customs. This is another episode of Halfass Presents The Podcast. In this episode, I'm doing a group thing. Not a live group chat, but a pre-recorded group chat with some of my car club buddies. So a lot of you know I've started off my modeling career in 125th scale models and then worked my way downwards. So back maybe 10 years ago, I joined this model car club online through Facebook and through internet forums and whatnot. It's called Los Underground Kings, LUGK. And I've been a member of that club for quite a good little while, about 10 years now. Some of my members are much older, but with that being said, like I said in the last video, I need to branch out and get more different scales, more different modelers, because our little car hobby is much smaller when people either don't have the technology to want to be interviewed or may just not be feeling it, you know. They just like building cars or building models, and that's kind of where they lie at. So I'm reaching out to other scales, 164th, 125th scale, and I think I'm going to stick to that because it's what I know. But anyways, these are my model car club buddies, and I'm going to warn you, I ain't really putting a filter on these guys. So I'm not really sure exactly how the language is going to be. I just say it's probably not for kids because I try to keep it real, you know, like I've said in the other videos, from beginning of the recording to the end of the recording, nothing is edited in between. So I let it fly because I try to keep it real. I want you guys to know that, hey, we're all the same. When we're talking cars, when we're talking hobbies, this is what would be said, you know, in a natural setting. So I'm trying to make it like that. But yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's hear from some of my model car club buddies from Los Underground Kings. Let's see what they've got to say. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody out there in YouTube, this is Sam Denny, aka Halfass Customs, and this is Halfass Presents The Podcast. I'm here with my model car club, Los Underground Kings, and a lot of them are based in the Texas area. I'm here in North Carolina, but we're all over. Kings, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves and then what we like to build in this hobby and about the club?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm David, Dig, Detail Junkies, all that. Lowriders mostly, but we're not exclusive to that. We do all kinds of crazy different things, whatever we feel. I feel like the best way to describe that is that we represent kind of the youth of the hobby. You know, we're not doing the generic stuff that all that, you know, you go to your typical model car shows like we did today, where everything's box stock or just generic NASCAR or hot rod.
Those are the old people.
32 Fords, yeah, like, you know. So yeah, we do what's current, you know.
So maybe we should have had you go last because that was a pretty good one. So ditto, like ditto. My quote is ditto.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. No, I mean you pretty much
take
nailed it. I mean, okay, so first off, can I curse or is that bad?
No, that's cool, man. Fair game. Okay. Do what you got to do.
Taylor, my dad was a truck driver, so if it F-bombs fly out of my mouth constantly, so I hope that's not a bad thing.
Look, no, this is real. So that's what this podcast is about. It's about being real and about us getting to know you. If you try to butter it up and, you know, make it calm down, it's not you. You're just pretending.
Gotcha. Well,
so
now
be yourself.
Then now, like, what do I do with my hands? Hey, no, I'm just kidding. Right. I mean, I got it. Mostly what I build is like old traditional. Like I focus mainly, I guess. I mean, you would say that like a lot of the stuff that I build is like like 70s, 80s, street. Like I rarely do like all chrome shit. I don't really fuck with any of that. Like, I mean, it's cool. I'm not against that, but I build shit that I would build in my life. And if I built shit, it wouldn't be all chrome and pretty. It would be fucking hopped to shit and scraped and hopping and doing everything else. So I
That's
built
more real.
oil
That's
leaks and
drivable.
all. Yeah,
That's a
oil
drivable
leaks and
car,
all that
not a
shit.
trailer queen.
Yeah. Oil leaks and all that shit. Like, it's the shit that I've always had in all my real lowriders. You know, I build them the way I've seen them. You know,
I would say on my end, it's all over the board, honestly.
I would too.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah,
all over.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Because it's like, I got
you and Jesse.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
like,
show.
well-
I'll build like show. Well, I would build show cars, but then I would build something that like you will never see on the table. You will never catch me building anything box stock, even if it was a build off thing. You won't catch me doing it because it's boring. You can't really get a sensation out of it. And when I see it, it's just how long does it take you to build a box stock kit? You know, so like when it comes to lowriders, it has to be like the 60s, 70s era lowriders, but also with 80s feel, if that makes sense.
No, I get it.
To like certain interior styles and, you know, trailer queens and as you say. So it's like I like Euro style and the classic 70s, 60s style lowriders. Because, you know, growing up around that scene in West Texas, it just stuck with me. And then like racing, and then transitioning that to like the trucks that I build, or even the new stuff like the drift cars or imports. So yeah, I'm all across the table.
That's cool. Yeah, I only if I build anything stock, it's going to be a commission build for the customer that wants it that way.
Yeah.
Because that, like you said, it's boring. You don't get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
And then even if you are going to build it stock, just tweak it a little bit so it's not so stock.
Yeah, it hurts. Yeah.
Make it your own. Because you can build a stock build and have like a two-tone off-the-wall paint job.
Oh yeah.
Because it's still box stock. You just painted it, you made it your own.
Yeah. And well, shit, even in today's world, like the way shit works now, is you could even do a box stock. You could do a box stock where you don't even blackwash a grill, but as long as it got a pretty paint job, it's gonna win everything. You know what I mean?
And it's who you know. It's who you know. It could be a snap kit.
Not for, I mean, it's true though.
No, that's a fact. So you can build a box stock, but add the accessories to it, like say like a trunk disc player or something like that. The little things that like didn't become an option until you added something.
I mean,
like that.
Oh yeah, as far as box stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, so that's just different, things that go on with contests. 'Cause
Yeah.
you've got box stock, which means
box stock is
What came
nothing
in the
outside
box.
of it. You can't use
and
anything
then you
outside of
have
that
factory stock,
Factory
which
stock.
would
Yeah.
be,
The options.
You know,
that were-
in a 1-to-1 with
Yeah,
the factory.
yeah.
Yeah, some people are really in the model car world, like these judges or these people throwing the contest, unless you go to like a dedicated lowrider show, all these other shows seem to be very geared towards like you factory stock or like racing or whatever. Like the lowrider in most of these shows across the country seem to be very limited and very unknowing. So unless it's a race car, a NASCAR, or stock car, people don't understand what they're looking at and how to judge it.
right.
No.
Yeah, that's really typical.
But that's a fair, but that's fucking fair, because if I went to a fucking military show, I don't know a fucking thing about that shit. Like if I'm looking at it, I'm like, I was looking at that shit today. Those dudes are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
For years, I've always been blown away by the fucking
But if
military.
you did it all the time, you'd be
But then I would be,
bullshit.
then you see like, you
Call
don't
that
even be able to
bullshit,
see,
like,
because as is, it's like, did that come with the kit or is that photo etched? Did
Yeah.
them motherfuckers build that, or is
Yeah.
that a fucking add-on?
Or
Like,
is
did
it
they
3D
hinge
print?
that, or did it come with it like
Yeah.
that? Like, so
Yeah.
I don't know dick all about fucking military,
Well,
but
That's
So
so
I
funny
would-
because listening to Edgar's Skill Riders podcast, and he was talking to some of these guys about these Gundams. I never heard of Gundams before that podcast.
No, for
I'm like,
real.
what the hell are you talking about?
for real,
That's funny that you bring that up. I also build Gundams.
yeah.
So that's why like my mental brain is all over the table when I'm building cars, because I'm either taking some cues from like robotic systems because background, or something that I've seen in a Gundam or anime, and it's like, that works. That'll work. I'm gonna build it. But military aircraft. I don't get it because it's like at the Today Show, I was blowing my mind because it's like the model is plain until you get to, no pun intended, until you get to the engine work and it's like just those hoses, you know,
Oh, like the aircraft,
Yeah,
the aircraft
aircraft
shit.
stuff.
Yeah, no, it's
For
fucking
the
amazing.
military, do you guys think all of those guys have military backgrounds?
I don't.
No, not at all.
Or you think
They
they're
just
fans?
wish.
Not at all.
Like
Well,
it's like
I
you.
mean,
you
No,
wanna be-
but they're definitely fans of it though.
Yeah, but I mean, that's it. That's like that. That's like asking the same fucking question as, do you think all these guys who build lowrider models have ever actually built lowriders?
no, not at all.
You know what I mean? How many of
Yeah.
the motherfuckers that build lowrider
Yeah.
models have actually ever?
About that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting to the point now where it's more popular, especially as we get older, because
Yeah,
our
we're
fucking
finally
circles
able to-
increase, and so we fucking hang out with more people. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
realistically, like growing up, I mean, I met so many people that didn't know dick all about fucking lowriders.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, how do you not like?
Right.
And it was just nothing. It blew me away because I grew up with it. I'm like, how do you not? That's like a bike. How do you not know about a fucking dyno VFR? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
a fucking GTA? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. If you grew up in it, you know it. If you don't, you don't.
And I think
But-
that's why it's hard for like some of these judges at like general shows to like class like lowrider, custom,
yeah.
pro street, pro tour.
Today was weird because we
Yeah.
were at an IPMS show and they lumped they had the last automotive class was lowrider, curbside, and slammers all in one. I was
Oh
like,
my
how
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Well, see, so
like,
so here in North Carolina, it's the same thing. North Carolina,
judge them as
Virginia.
slammers, basically, and just
Yeah.
you know, and
they don't know
Right.
shit about cars.
Just sweep it under the rug all with everything
Yeah.
else.
we didn't even pay attention to the judging. We had some cars in there, but we were just there. And I accidentally,
Right.
I thought they were done judging, and I picked someone.
Just like-
and then like,
You
no,
took
no,
the
no,
whole
no,
model
no,
out
no,
of it.
Hey,
Like, oh,
and
no.
then they were over there like, damn it. I was like, that's fine. I didn't expect.
He's
that.
like telling everybody else, go take your stuff out. It's fine. And people are like, what the
Right,
fuck?
right.
Yeah, no, dude.
We're
no,
done.
it's
Let's
fine.
get out of here.
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they called it. It's done. Time to go home.
Everybody like that. Let's go.
So
I mean, it's funny because I've taken my daughter to a couple shows and she's 14, and this last show, I think 3 months ago, she hooked up with these two guys judging, and they only had three categories three categories to judge. They took 3 hours to judge. She's standing there bored out of her mind, not
Yeah.
understanding a thing they're
True.
saying because they're going into such detail about this crap, and it
Yeah.
took the show like an hour and a half longer than it should have been because they
They
wouldn't
were doing
stop
that.
judging.
yeah,
Yeah.
they took way too long with judging today
Yeah.
too, and that's
And
yeah.
the announcer, God, I pray for that dude's soul.
They had like an
Shit.
MC. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh wow.
No. Fuck all the negative shit. It was a good show.
It
It
was-
was
it
good
was.
seeing
Nah,
a
it
lot
was
of
dope as
people.
fuck,
It was
though.
good seeing a lot of people. There were some great vendors, some great fucking builds. It was a lot of fun. The show was a lot of fun. It's just, it's an IPMS show.
Yeah.
And we're automotive
Right.
guys for the most part. And that's where you, I mean, can you imagine one of them motherfuckers coming to one of our shows?
They'd be like,
And then, yeah, exactly. Like they would be like fish
where do
out
I
of water
put this
like we
plane
were.
in? Where do I put this tank? You know,
Yeah.
no, you're at the
Yeah.
wrong show.
That's
doesn't have
funny
rims
because
on
I
They have
I
dates.
talked to Edgar and I was like, hey man, tell me about these Gundams. And he said all about this stuff and he was explaining. And I said, dude, I'm gonna paint it chrome candy paint with metal flake. I'm gonna
Yeah,
piss
yeah.
off every Gundam builder out there.
Yeah.
And then I thought, why don't I build a tank that way? Why don't I build a
Right,
plane
yeah.
that way?
Yeah.
Make it a lowrider style, 70s style. And
Yeah.
Yo, I got these, the gold, the
Yeah.
gold ones.
You can't see. You have to bring it.
I mean, and no, there was a kit. So speaking on that, there was a kit that had was it a 1500 like Chevy GMC step
Like
side
these.
with a trailer and a boat.
oh, the A2As or whatever they are.
Yeah, I was thinking that'd be dope to like pattern this thing out, but just leave the gold like in little tiny strips, but it's all candy, but like the trim and everything be gold. Like that'd be
Yeah, all
fucking-
the Star Wars guys would hate you, but that'd be cool.
I mean, what else am I gonna
Yeah.
build it? Like just as a fucking trophy like this, like gold? Like I would I put this on a fucking thing or something? Like it's not a
Right.
model. It's not a model, it's a fucking trophy like this.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So
Right. I mean, unless you're looking to just collect it.
But it's like there was like so many different like kits that they did have, the vendors had, and in my head I was like, that would be dope because they had the you know like the speed boats or like the mini boats, the capsulated mini boats. They
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a kit where it was like the Chevy truck, the trailer, and that mini boat, and I was like, that would be a dope kit. put some wire wheels on the truck, and then candy paint and pattern the boat. And you can class that as lowrider, and they'd be confused.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all those 70s and 80s speedboats anyways. They're all painted with
heavy
metal flake paint job that goes wild.
I mean, that coined the phrase bass boat paint job.
Yeah.
Like that's where people always said, like, you got a bass boat paint job.
Yep.
Yeah.
heavy flake.
That's funny. I've never heard that term before, but that's cool.
You never had? Oh no, yeah,
No.
no, that's it. Yeah, no, that's.
I mean,
that's
I stay away from the boats so much. I don't really know much about them at all. So I wouldn't, even if I did hear it, I probably wouldn't even registered it on my radar.
Yeah. No.
But I feel
Well, that's cool. So I guess how long have you guys been building, like each of you?
No, I took too long.
Yeah, no, you fuck it up. You don't that shit. He's like, I've been building from the heart. Like,
He's
and
trying
some
to
fucked up shit that no one could follow. Like, he's like, what the fuck, man?
Take
We're talking about
76.
bullshit. Yeah. No.
Like, I want to say, like, mine's the shortest. So, like, if this counts, I would say, like, since 5th grade. Yeah, I'd
It
say
counts.
since 5th grade.
What year was that?
90.
Like
90s,
20,
okay.
2012.
90s, all right.
Like 2012,
2006.
somewhere around there.
I was like, 5 years ago. Like, wait, what? So pre-COVID.
Yeah, like, after COVID, I did not start building in COVID. And a lot of people that I see now are building COVID. And I'm like,
No, it's good. I support
but
that.
yeah, 93 to 95.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool years.
Shit. I think like when I first like the first shit that I ever built was like bullshit ass like lunar lander shit.
Oh, that
You know,
makes
because my
sense.
pops was Air Force, so he would give me like space
The
shit.
Mobius
You know what I
kits
mean?
and
And so and there would be fucking like super glue fingerprint glue bombs. Like it was horrendous. Like there would just be like basically more glue than model
Yeah.
by the end of it. But and then I put the shit down, and then I probably picked it back up and like seriously probably around like 2000, around 2000. You
That makes
know,
sense.
yeah, about 2000, and then really started like getting into it, like building, like and trying to compete, you know, and doing that kind of shit. And then I met up with the
All right. Yeah,
Underground
I'm
Kings in
blanking.
like 2009.
Right? 2009. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I joined in 2009 the club. But
So
yeah,
about the same for me. I think first thing I did was like I was 5, you know, and then I don't know, just randomly just slap kids together that I could find, you know, when we're at Toys R Us or whatever, you know, and then
You said 95 or 05?
95.
me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you.
This one's pointing at a screen, motherfucker.
This is like,
This guy right here.
Fucking Spider-Man shit.
is
You
reverse.
and you.
All right, just so we clarify all of it, I would have been probably like 85, 1985. I would have been 85.
Yeah.
So probably like in the early 80s, mid
Nice.
80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure I just built randomly as a kid. I remember building a couple in high school when the Lord Bicycle magazine was out in the mid 90s. And then I know I stopped completely. I had a decent collection and everything. And yeah, so that would have been put at like 2009, right when the club started.
that's weird.
Because I was in on the very beginning
That's
of
weird
that.
you say that, because to like go back on that, I stopped only because like one of my lowrider models that I built was the 59 Impala, and I took it to school, and this like kid just like was like, oh man, this is sick, because I actually hand painted using the testers like gold,
The white
hand
pigment.
paint, but it came out really good because it laid just enough, and my dad showed me how to like heat it up so it can actually like be good.
Flow, yeah.
So I
Thin
used
it
a
out.
hair dryer, and did it that way, and drew on the like patterns that I saw like from a real car, and then used the decals and just put it on there. Took it to school for show and tell, or what my hobby or things that I liked. And after class, like this kid's like, oh, I want to see that. And he like looks at me and just like slams it on the ground. And I
Oh,
I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same shit.
Like,
If you hand me one today, I'll do that same shit.
nah, you needed to beat that kid's ass.
I just had to stand there and cry. Like I just didn't know what to do, because I was like, I built that. I physically built that because I either saw the box art, because the box art had that color, I didn't know how to get that paint color, so I just saw in the tester's kit. I was like, that's the closest color, and it was the turning signal yellow over like some flake color, and I was like, that works. But my dreams literally just exploded in my face. No pun intended. But yeah. So I
That's
stopped,
wild.
and I didn't pick it back up until 2002, 2003, and then building ever since. But then I didn't change my style until 2007, 2009, 2010, because that's when I actually was in cars, drifting and working on cars and stuff like that. So it helped my building style and like fabrication and stuff like that. And then getting into Pegasus and stuff like that. So I didn't get in the club until like 20 maybe 4 years.
All right, wait a
Or
minute.
longer than that.
That flies by now. Yeah.
2018? 4 years. 2017.
Yeah, 5 years.
Jesus fucking Christ, what did I step into?
All right.
So, yeah, no, it
So
was,
next topic.
Yeah. No, I mean, I got into this club because the previous club quit. And Lorenzo,
Wait, what?
well,
This
I
come
don't
up-
see they quit
Hold on,
shut
hold on.
down or something.
This has come up recently, so I'm glad you brought it
Who was
up.
your previous
But
club?
tell it. Yeah.
Shoot, I can't even remember their name. It's been so long because I've been in this club for I think 8 or 9 years,
Yeah, you've been in
and
for a
it was
while,
back in the lay at low days.
Okay.
And the previous
Who
club
was
shut
the
down.
person you battled?
Draglow.
Draglow.
And
Were you
Lo-
in Draglow?
No, I was always half-ass custom. Always on. Even you could go back to lay at low. It's still the same thing.
No, I'm saying the club.
No.
No,
All right,
the
what was it?
club.
Oh shit, I fucked it up then.
Was it-
What
what
was
was-
it?
What was the club that? Because back in lay low days, we battled like because everybody would do like their club build offs and they would talk
Right,
their
right.
shit, and that was the beauty of fucking lay low is that you could do that and nobody fucking really hold like unless you got like the occasional fucking motherfucker
Control.
that should really be in like OT the whole time
Yeah, yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
But they would run their mouth and they get mad and shit like that. But for the most part, it was clubs having build offs, like people having build offs and talking
Yeah.
shit and that shit was fun. Like it spurred creativity, it spurred fucking confidence. A good competition like that is good.
But what was the club? It was with Brian, right? Sam Sonoma.
Oh, nice winger or whatever.
Maybe I know. James.
Yeah,
James,
whatever.
weird ass James.
Evans. James,
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But what that
and-
club name was, I can't remember.
I'm pretty
But
sure
that
it's
club
Draglow,
shut
but
down.
now,
No,
like,
Draglow. What
Yeah,
Draglow?
it's
Because
like
Draglow,
somebody's name.
Draglow was actually like
Yeah.
a mildly legit club at the time. They were actually up and coming.
yeah,
And we fucking
What was
and
that?
we smashed them to where like I feel bad now because you never really heard of them after that.
Oh,
Like they were coming up
That
on
was
Laylo.
before.
They were a club, and we
Okay,
did that.
okay,
fucking-
okay,
remember
okay.
we
Yeah,
did
yeah.
we took the picture
Damn.
of like the tombstone, and we're like, your fucking club's dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're like, hey, we were shit like that. No, we were bad.
Yeah, we were
No,
bad.
and then we just met, and it was like club versus club type of shit. And I swear to God, like we decimated them in a build off.
I forgot.
And they never they never came back. They never bounced back from that shit. I felt bad afterwards. I was like, fuck.
I
guys.
mean, that could have been it. I don't even remember. I just know one day we were a club. The next day they said we're not a club no more, and I was like, well, where am I gonna go now?
Because I was always cool with Brian, and I
Yeah.
was always cool with James.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think I offended him. I think I might have said offensive shit to him at some point. And kidding, but he fucking. he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
kinda sensitive,
I did
so-
the same stuff, and then he put me in my place, and I was like, oh, that was a joke, dude. And I was like, yeah, but I'm really gay. And I was like,
Yeah,
I just said that was gay.
yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
but
what
I'm
I remember.
really gay.
That was you that started that.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
really good, man. It's still just a joke. Like, fuck, I'm sorry, I hit the nail right on the fucking head. but
Right.
It was just a joke.
I mean, I still talk to him today, like just comments on
he's
a post
good.
he
Like,
puts
I never
out here and
had
there.
nothing against him. I never had nothing.
Right.
against
Me,
him.
I don't have it either. Yeah.
No, I mean it was
So
just
then,
one of those things where-
Lorenzo Vegas or whatever, he was already in your club, and I was like, dude, I need a club. And he goes, let me talk to the guys, and then
yeah,
the rest was history.
Lorenzo. He's
He was
still
in
doing his thing.
Angel.
Yeah, he's still doing his thing.
He's
He's
doing a little thing.
still fucking around with his verse and shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
no.
He's still active. Yeah. Yep, regularly active.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it
but
goes
the-
back to the question you asked. Like everybody has their own specific style. Like Lorenzo always focused on like those hearse, like the resin
Yeah.
hearse and shit like that. He did good shit. Like, and he fucked around with like the Tijuana taxi and all that shit. Like
Yeah.
those Roth type builds or whatever. Like the
Yeah, the heavy flick roof. You remember
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Did you say the Apache?
yeah.
The Apache.
No, but he did
yeah,
good
that green
shit.
one.
Like, yeah,
It's
I'm
still
just,
Well,
does.
it's funny because
keep in
right
contact.
when I joined the club, I ended up switching scales and went to those 187 scales,
Yeah,
little
Yeah,
tiny
that's
cars.
crazy.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I really wasn't posting anything in the club. And then I'm not even lying when I say this. It was because of Scale Riders podcast that he was picking all the guests that had Instagram pages. And I was like, I ain't doing shit with my Instagram. Fuck Instagram. I don't care nothing for this stupid app. It's so stupid. If you can have Facebook do the job of Instagram and Twitter, what do you need both of those other two apps for?
Yeah.
I ain't going to them. And so I started filling up my stupid Instagram page. And then you guys are now on Instagram and not doing shit with your Facebook page.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
it's like,
So fuck Facebook first of all. Fuck Instagram. I just wish I'm still upset that everybody did the exodus from Lay It Low straight to fucking Facebook or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even over that yet. Like that
No,
still
but
hurts.
that's
Like,
hard.
oh,
like,
me neither.
break up to me
I
still.
wanted to
Like,
leave that remote back, but
For
it's such a
real.
pain in the ass.
It's
to
so
get back
hard now.
Yeah, it's like
you know, the whole
Dude,
I didn't-
photo bucket shit. Like now you go back and your shit's all photo bucket doesn't have
In
shit.
fact, I didn't join Facebook until I joined the club because I was holding off so long saying
Yeah.
this is going to die. This isn't going to work. This is
I was
stupid.
doing the same
I mean,
shit. Like I ain't doing that. Not gonna fucking do it. And then all of a
Right.
sudden, nobody's on Lay It Low.
and then just giving it
Right,
up.
right.
Want something else.
And then all the website forms just died out at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't even get OT guys to fucking interact with me on Lay It Low. Like that's how bad it was. It's like crickets the whole time. Like I would
Well,
try
here's
to
what's
talk to
funny.
OT guys and they
You
would
can-
ignore me. That's how boring
You
it
can
was.
go to Lay It Low's model car page and go look under Franklin Inc.'s thread
Yeah.
and go all the way to his first pages where he didn't put his watermarks on any of his stuff and just copy and print that shit. That's what I was doing. And then we downscaled them to Hot Wheels size and then those smaller 187 scale size.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because I
exactly.
I hit him up. I said, dude, can you downscale these to what I need? And he was like, no. And I'm like, okay, you ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good people, but yeah, I can see he's.
No, I
kind
love
of,
that guy. He's awesome. I just wish he would keep doing designs because I can't paint like that. So his designs make my paint jobs look great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You talking about Franklin?
yeah, Tony Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he was an OG to that shit.
Trent. Yeah,
Yeah, he was
Trent
OG
said
of
it's
that
68.
I think he was the original because
Yeah,
no one,
yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
anybody was
Franklin-
doing lowrider patterns like that before him.
Yeah. No, whole new meaning to that shit Franklin meant. That shit's original.
Right.
Yeah. No, for
Right.
real.
Yep, Trent said it.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, good
David, when's the next issue of Dedicated Magazine coming out?
dude. Why did I feel
David,
like that was the next question?
When is the next
Because like
episode?
I asked that question in my head this morning when we were looking at the show. I was like, he doesn't have any magazines on him. So
Yeah, it's been a while.
a new year. 2020
we
was
We definitely would have liked to have had one out by now, or a couple of them out by now. Last
You blame
year,
that shit on COVID. You're not.
No. no, not at all. Not at all.
Because motherfuckers are doing amazing
no,
shit in
because technically
lockdown.
there
so.
wasn't any shows.
It killed our show coverage part of it,
Yeah,
but it
but-
didn't kill like
Yeah, but-
no. But what happened was
But you still could have had COVID coverage.
Right.
well we did
Everyone in
coverage
masks
coverage.
and shit.
We did the coverage.
No,
coverage on the
because even on the website, there was a part of it that said submit your own pictures.
yeah.
No,
And I know I submitted a few, but I don't
Okay,
even remember what they
I
Sure.
have
were.
them all saved. No, here's the fucked up part about it is I'm paying like for more and more storage, so I don't lose those photos. And I should have had those downloaded and everything, but I haven't flipped my brain over to that, because once I go in, I'm going in. And so it's just, I'm like, all right.
So what he's saying,
Dude, your photo
Next
etch parts
question
are
is gonna
like
be that
where your mind's at.
Yeah. So photo etch and then like before that, we spent a lot of time actually just working on hosting that show. So all of our
Right,
spare
right.
time
Super
collectively, we were like working on that. with our group chats and everything between everybody involved.
No,
So
and,
that
in your defense too, though, you guys are doing a fucking moderately professional fucking magazine with
Very nice.
minimal staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
Like, so,
yeah.
I mean, it looks fucking good. Like your fucking magazine was amazing. It's just
No, it's professionally done. Definitely.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Because I think the cover
well
was
done.
actually
It's
going to
just
be the Super
minimal
Show
staff.
cover.
Like, really, I think is what it is.
Yeah,
Because there's
no,
a magazine I've been featured in a few times called Diecast Heroes, and they're for like the Hot Wheel size cars. And they just have the main cover and the back cover glossy. Everything else is just that grainy style. It's not black and white, but it definitely could be a black and white, style paper.
Yeah,
Mm.
like almost like independent zine type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real thin?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
can't. No,
Right,
we're
and that's what I'm
definitely
saying.
motivated.
Your magazine's professional.
Yeah, we're definitely motivated,
Yeah.
and really, Willie has got a lot of stuff like ready. Like everybody's pretty much waiting on me, because Willie's been writing. He's been doing more photo shoots and getting everything together. So I don't know. I plan on starting soon. Timelines always screw up. I keep coming up with different ideas. This would be like 10 minutes, and I like the decals that I just did. I spent ended up spending like a week on that. Like, okay, next, now we got next thing, a photo etch, which is basically reissues. So I'm like almost done with that. And then we're gonna be doing.
Can you talk about that? What are you, Joe Biden? You're not allowed to fucking say shit. You're like, oh fuck, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
All right. So yeah, a couple guys know. Yeah, we'll get the truth. This is the first time going public. With this.
This is exclusive.
Exclusive.
This is the first.
Right.
You got,
Hey, hold on real quick.
You need.
I gotta go
guys
get a
have-
drink.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's getting real.
yeah.
Hold on 1 minute. I gotta get a drink. It's getting real hot in here. I'm gonna pause
Yeah.
this real quick.
You good?
Pause.
All right. Hold up. I gotta pull the screen back up. There we go. All right, I'm back.
No, you're good. You're good. So that's cool. It's good to see you guys, your faces in person, and
Yeah, man.
actually talk to you guys because, like I said, I've been in this club for, I don't know, 8-9 years, and I've never really seen any of you guys except for in photos. And that's
Yeah.
like group photos or far away photos.
Yeah.
And then we don't hear voices or any of that stuff because we'll group chat, all day long and send bullshit memes and whatever.
Yeah,
right.
That's not real personality.
And hell, the profile pics that we use, especially mine. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
you're never going to know who I am.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna ask you that shit too. Is that your wallpaper, or is that like a?
That's his legit.
No,
Is that
so
a blanket you
it's
hung up?
cool. It's kind of like a curtain in a sense where it's fabric. My dad saw this Facebook advertisement probably 5, 6, 7 years ago of people taking like pictures of your loved ones or whatever and putting them on a blanket in a sense. It's not a blanket, but it's I think a 6 foot by 7 foot
Backdrop.
sheet.
Like tapestry.
Yeah. So I mean, but
With
when you
my-
bought it, obviously you didn't get it as a backdrop. You got it as what, like a blanket or like a sheet?
Well, it's super thin. I mean, it's not even, you couldn't even
Like a
wear this as
Like a tapestry.
yeah.
Hang it on your wall.
Yeah, like a decorative
Yeah,
tapestry.
and that's what I did. I hung it on the wall for that way. I don't
that's
have to
cool.
use like the camera blur background or whatever
Yeah.
where you guys kind of fade in
That's
and
what-
out when you move.
Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
it's cool.
thought if I did these interviews, this podcast long enough, I'd get like one of those PVC pipe holders that would hold it up and I could take it to shows, but I haven't done that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll just
So
blame it
good
on him
enough.
because remember he didn't come out with the magazine, so it's his fault.
Yeah.
Right.
So where are you?
North Carolina. I'm
Okay, so
from
you-
California, and we
That's
moved to
all.
North Carolina for a cheaper, better life.
What part of California?
All over Southern California. My parents rented, so we moved probably every 3 to 4 years.
Gotcha. I was born in Westminster, grew up in like Santa Ana, Orange County
Oh,
area.
okay.
And then
I mainly stayed in the Inland Empire, like Riverside, San Bernardino.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then from there I moved to like Central California, like Fresno, Visalia.
Oh wow!
And so I lived in Hanford, which is like right in between Fresno and Visalia. And then
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there moved up to Northern California, Redding, California.
Jeez,
and
You
lived
just
up
traveled the
there.
whole state.
He's like, I am California.
And then
Yeah.
lived up there, like in my adult life, you know what I mean? And then moved from there to Austin. So yeah,
Right on.
yeah, that's why when people are like, "Oh, from California, like this far out," I'm like, "Really? What part?" Because
Right.
I don't know California.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I get most of my modeling influence from. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the very first rap video I ever saw that had a bouncing car, I was in love.
Yeah,
I said, lowriders are it for me. I'll be a lowrider guy the rest of my
Dr.
life.
Dre and Snoop Dogg.
It was before then. It was probably NWA with that first bouncing car. It could have even been before them. I don't even know what it was. I can't
Yeah,
remember. I just remember
well, there was a
video
lot
had
on
a car
TV.
bouncing.
There was a lot on TV too. If you knew where to look, there was a lot of shit on TV, like Chico and the Man and shit like that.
Right.
Like
The
Gypsy
first
Rose,
3
but even like but I mean even still, and especially like if you grew up in Southern California, you didn't have to really
Oh,
look to
you can just
TV.
walk outside.
I mean nowadays you can't see that shit. It's not like that down there. You go down there are no lowriders. Like it's rare that you see lowriders. They're fucking. They'll go to like the special meets or they'll do stuff, but
Right.
it isn't like the 80s and 90s in Southern California. Like now
See,
it's
that
all
sucks.
fucking. Yeah, now it's all like
Priuses and
imports,
Jeeps.
like imports and fucking trucks.
Oh,
and,
supercars everywhere.
yeah. No, it's all shit like that. But no, it's when I was. I mean, how old are you?
42.
Okay, so you're generally my age. I'm about 5 years older than
Yeah.
you, or 5 years older than you. Yeah, when we were kids living there, that's what was there. That's like that
Right.
that's what was popular, and so that's what if whatever the fuck is popular now in your
Yeah,
area, that's what was popular then. And
No,
so it's
no,
funny
no.
to see that shit.
In my area, it's still popular to have donks. That's never been popular in California.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I don't mean your area now. I mean your area. then.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's neat in the car culture and even in this hobby, which I didn't think it was going to spill over to this hobby, but it is, that the 80s style and early 90s style, like mini trucks and Euro lowriders are coming back in force,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
crazy.
I
Who'd have
wonder
ever
why,
thought?
No, it's
I wonder why.
I mean,
Well, it's just a loop. I mean, look at the
Yeah, it
70s,
always
the 60s and 70s lowrider. That
Yeah.
came back, in the late
Whatever looks
late
fresh,
90s, early
right?
2000s.
yeah.
Yep.
No, for
So
real.
it's
Like,
just a loop that things come back.
yeah. I mean, that's the way
Yeah,
shit
we're ready
works.
for it.
If
Yeah.
you just stick long enough with one thing, eventually you're gonna
Come
be
back
cool.
to it.
It's like my Kangles and my Cazals.
Well, it's
man.
like-
It's like I never stopped. This shit was from back then, and then all of a sudden now everybody's like, "Fuck Kangles and Cazals," and I'm like, "Fuck, you even know what that is?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Ah, fuck." I'm like,
Bucket hats.
Fuck, I spent like better, more than a decade of motherfuckers making fun of me for this shit. Now everybody loves it. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, that's like thinking about like what the DMV rates as a classic car to an antique car, and you're thinking, how is that even possible? This was a piece of shit car back
yeah,
when it was
yeah.
brand new. How is that classic in any way? It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But I mean, the 90s, mid 90s is where the classic car era can now be, I guess, said. That's the year it's
And
at.
it's
So
weird looking at prices for like 80s imports.
Oh my god,
They're
it's
expensive.
insane. These things are-
Yeah.
you have to like take out like a fucking life insurance policy just to get something imported. Like it's like,
I mean,
oh, you want that
don't get it imported. Just find it in a West Coast junkyard. You can find like a Yugo and make some kind of Euro trash out of that.
That's fucking.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
first
Funny.
fucking stick shift I ever drove with a Yugo with a fucking 2 18s in the back. I thought the windows were gonna
Oh.
blow out. I stole it from my friend.
How did 2 18s even fit in the back?
Was that
How did 2 18s even fit in the back?
serious? No, I kept waiting for it to
There's
blow
a
out the
hatch,
windows.
one hanging from the roof.
Yeah, there was no back
Right.
seat. There was no back seat.
Hanging from the roof.
He gutted the back
Wow.
seat for a speaker box. I'm not kidding. Yeah,
Where the
Jerry Everett, if you're listening, it's you. I know. I remember, motherfucker. That you
I will
go.
say,
Stick shift.
like to bring it back, like I will say, like one thing that I wish could come back is like actual lowrider interiors, because like leather
Oh.
interior is okay. No,
Don't get me started.
leather, like the leather, like
Like the diamond cut and the tuck and roll and the square
like,
cut.
new wave leather interiors are nice, but like it like takes away from like all the style that the lowrider is. Then it turns into like the trailer queen because like, oh, I only take it out on Saturdays, maybe
People do
Sundays.
the same thing. If so, I do upholstery, and if like I do those old school interiors, like on 1-to-1s, and if people knew what those motherfuckers cost to put in, it's more than those leather ones.
Yeah, but
And people like, so
Oh,
I
you want
guarantee,
veneer?
so I guarantee,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah,
guarantee
it's like
those
veneer and
motherfuckers.
vinyl.
I
Yeah.
guarantee the motherfuckers with those biscuit tucking shit today, those are trailer queens. Those motherfuckers aren't really driving it.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's more expensive and more time consuming than those leather ones.
Oh,
for sure.
way more time consuming.
Yeah.
That's
no, I
that's-
agree, and
yeah.
and that's what the art, and that is, and you know, I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm a huge fan. Like that's all I believe in is that old button tuck, you know, the
'Cause it's
biscuit
like-
wrinkles, all that shit.
It's
Like
like
It's
all
art.
this shit is stupid.
yeah,
Lowriders, the one thing about lowriders that has always been true is that from the very beginning, even though they both stemmed from hot rods, like all the modern day hot rods and shit, they all kind of came from the same fucking place. And you can see it like fucking watching a family tree of fucking humans and chimps.
Oh,
how
yeah.
it fucking splits, how the branches go out. But that lowrider, all branches the same shit. And back then it was that old tuck and roll and shit like that, like the old school tuck and roll. And then it went into the fucking button tucks and shit. And
Yeah.
and that the button tuck is what separated
Yeah.
the lowrider from the hot rod. Even though the outside, like they still had the scallop paint job and the mag wheels, and they laid them out, they still did the same shit. It was those interiors really that were really separating them, because the tuck and roll was for the hot rods and those button tucks was for the fucking lowriders. And that was a unique thing to lowriders. And that was the uniqueness of lowriders is what drove me to them. And the fact that now people will steal styles from like hot rods, like the sculpted leather. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, those sculpted leather interiors look great on a fucking hot rod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you put that shit in a lowrider, now you're just biting that fucking style.
Yeah.
Like all that kind of shit. And it's like, that goes against everything that has always been essential to a lowrider.
Yeah.
It's the uniqueness of your own personality, but there's always been that uniqueness of itself within other genres
And
that
yeah,
has
and
set
it
it
was-
apart.
And I agree, but and it was fine to do that, I think. But I think it's unfortunate that it stayed that way for this long, and they've tried other things, you
Well,
see.
I mean, it goes back
But
to
I think more so, yeah, that shouldn't have ever completely evolved.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
like,
shouldn't-
I
yeah.
get people trying it
I
out.
love that people
trying
are bringing
stuff,
it back. I
Yeah,
love that
and
people
I
are
think
like, now
that's-
we're bringing this back and we're
but
going to do that.
I'm
I
surprised
support
that it
that
took
shit.
it that
Like,
long
yeah.
to really start coming back
Yeah.
around, because that's.
I mean, what we haven't seen, well, at least I haven't seen, is like the combo of doing that super fine leather look with the
just about to say
modern,
that.
like neon interior with
Yeah.
the button interior as well, just to tie both in,
Yeah.
figure out how to mix
'Cause
that.
now that you have like tempered materials, you got hemp weave, you have all these like really nice quality materials that can easily be made in not a factory, but like in a place that's at lowest cost and will last longer because like pigmentation, dyes, the materials and stuff like that you can actually blend that like will last longer. You can easily do a leather trim with a button tuck or biscuit tuck in the middle or centered for that style, or vice versa.
It is hard. I mean, as a trimmer, you know what I mean? As a trimmer, it is hard to blend those two because you're talking about a very soft and a very hard style. And so
Right, that's what I'm saying. It would be
Oh,
neat
yeah.
to see if
So
somebody
it's-
can figure it out.
Yeah, like I mean, I could see like if it, like realistically, I could see like replacing like normally where you would have like mirror tiles and stuff, replacing those with leather sculpted pieces or like you know what I mean, and stuff like that, or even painted and like painted pieces.
Yeah.
Like how people now are doing like full
Candy
interiors where it's all painted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything's
Well, I
fiberglass.
think just today they came out on YouTube and a couple other like social media sites. I think it's a BMW SUV that has color changing paint.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And
So-
it's just now popping up today, yesterday.
Yo, so I'll tell you one thing, which is ironic that you bring that up, is that this Monday, this dude's bringing me a 69 Continental that I'm doing a full leather, sculpted leather, but I'm blending it with old school button tuck, but in like classic materials, not velvet,
like
not
tweed
lowrider.
or-
But yeah, so the top parts will be like pleated with buttons and all that, but the paint is light up. Like he has patterns in the paint where it's light up, like what you said, where when it's not on, it's like a silver metallic. And when it lights up, it's like a green, like almost like, and it works like the
iridescent or something.
yeah, and it works like the LCD, like the liquid.
Right.
Like that's how it works. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, it's not a reflective paint.
Yeah,
The paint legit like really lights up. You put a current to it, and it fucking lights up. It glows. It turns.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube of a guy that painted a motorcycle, kind of like a Mozart paint job, whatever.
Yeah.
And it all lights up different colors all over the gas tank and fenders. And it was like one of the first biggest, paint job glowing things that was on social media. It's like 5-6 years ago it came out, but nobody's really done it. Nobody's really taken it to the next level.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this guy has.
The helmets and stuff too.
Yeah. The Continental I'm doing is being built for SEMA. And so it's so that's why it's like it's all fucking, they're all excited about their fucking paint. I'm like, yeah, no, it's cool.
That's sick.
I'm actually waiting for us model car guys to figure out a way to mimic that in a model car.
It won't take long.
Yeah,
it won't take long. If they're doing it 1-to-1, it won't take long for us to do it. The problem is, and I could even say this because he was showing me like the painter that's doing the car that I'm going to be upholstery. He did a motorcycle, and he did it with like airbrushing because he's mostly an airbrush artist. But he did like a whole airbrush thing where it was like a chick's face, but then when you turn on, like at night, when you turn on the paint, it's her skull is what's lit up.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. And like he was showing me pictures of that, but when you see like the electrode, like there's two like things you gotta weld to the fucking body or whatever, like little probe things that you hook up the wires to. So I mean, you would just have to have that, but I don't see why it wouldn't work in a model. The problem is getting those electrodes or scaling those down enough to where it would work.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm sure it's
coming. I figured it out. This guy, he's like, I'm going to draw up some schematics.
I'll have my engineering warehouse create this for me.
It's possible.
Accessing computer frame. Oh, is this how we do it?
Yeah, that's what I was doing the whole time. That's my process.
I mean, it's possible to do it. Anything is possible, but you just got to have that know-how and that availability to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, to apply it to it, like to be able to use the actual materials.
Because next year I find out and I do it.
Yeah.
Like a 120, 116 scale. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go.
Who knows?
You can do it in the HO with his shit.
Yep. 87.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, your shit's HO, right? That's what that is.
Yeah, it's HO scale. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, man, I've told you this before, but I've never told you in person. The shit you do is awesome.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
Yeah, it's
Thank
crazy.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait, it's HO scale?
Yeah.
Is that?
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's half the size of a Hot
I thought
Wheel.
it was like at
So
least
half
164 or like
smaller.
32nd.
No, it's just little shit.
Like this.
What the
You've
fuck?
seen it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I thought it was like larger than that.
This stuff is all that.
That's insane.
Yeah, well, you know,
There
as
you
white
go.
guys, we've got to learn to work with the
Because
little
like,
shit.
it's like again, like when you look
I don't
at
think you caught that.
it's like when you look at the photo, it's like, oh, it's a
You
table
didn't
with like
catch that, did you?
164.
No, because I manipulate that photo so it's bigger. Most people don't know how to take pictures. They take a picture from
No, you're
far,
right.
No, you didn't catch that
and
at
the
all.
car is
Good,
this
no,
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So you
No,
got to
like,
know
it's
how
like-
to take a picture. Then you have to have a camera that's good enough to take a picture with that small of a car.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the best way to do it is from underneath, like get a good angle.
Now we got our
You're
No, 'cause
right.
at the show, to bounce back at the show, I was watching people use cameras. And one of my other backgrounds is photography. So like I'm looking at people like take pictures of these cars and I'm just like, what? You're using
What are you doing?
55 mil lens and you're this close. Like you're just like, oh, what? You need to be this close and you get your zoom right and the lighting's perfect. And it's like I can do the same shot on my phone because I know what I'm doing. Just to
Right.
get that
Yeah, you
detail.
get up too close,
Yeah.
you're covering the light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lights
Gotta
all
keep it
shitty.
in.
It's like this kid was like, just like, oh, I got this nice $5,000 camera.
Yeah, you
Girl
still gotta
today?
keep-
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the girl. And she's just walking around.
Oh yeah, she was
I'm
like,
like, what are you?
She was like,
It was like the little girl.
Yeah, she
And
was
she had
like,
this like fucking
Yeah.
expensive camera,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there was another kid that had another really expensive camera, and they're just like
Look,
walking around. I'm like,
I'll get two cars. I'll get a Hot Wheels scale car and I'll get a
Perfect.
HO scale car. I'll show you the difference.
yeah, I was upset. I was just like, well, it's still like
yeah, who fucking cares? The kids,
I'm
man.
critical about these things because it's detailed.
Too bad you're not critical about paying your fucking.
Okay. So that's a Hot Wheels. That's the Hot Wheels Ghostbusters car.
Yeah.
And then this, put it farther back, is the 187 scale car, or the HO scale car. So it's pretty small compared to that.
Yeah.
And
That's
as
big.
long and I mean, I got into that scale because I got kind of burnt out of the 125th scale because I mean, I'm a lowrider guy. I don't have the money to like buy all these accessories back then. And I don't have the painting skills, nor do I have the detail skills. So I was like, let me just take the skills I have, transfer them to a smaller scale. I found out nobody was doing what I was doing with this small HO scale.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's plenty of guys around the world building these HO scale cars, but nobody's doing custom hot rods, low riders, and then movie cars. So I was like, well, I'm already a model car builder. I could just put it to a smaller scale and figure out everything later.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And even today, I'm one of the leaders in this small scale car hobby of doing custom lowriders, hot rods, and movie cars.
And those dioramas, man, are really cool. You know, when you put them all together like that. Yeah.
Thanks. And then, no kidding, it was the magazine, the first issue of the magazine to do a build off or something. And that got me back into the 125th scale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm kind of just jumping all around. I'm in Lorenzo's Ecto 1 build off
That's cool.
contest.
Yeah.
And so I'm just jumping from all three scales. I go back and forth, just crazy.
Yeah.
But it keeps me building, you know? And it doesn't tire me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's the way to keep doing it, man. Keep it fucking fresh.
Right. Well, yeah, because I mean, I got, you know, I was getting burned out. I was like, I'm nowhere close to these guys. I'm never going to win anything. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. And so these cars, they were, you know, say $10 for one car compared to a Hot Wheel that could be $1. I was like, well, I can spare $10, but you know, then I already have all the paint I need. I already have, you know, the bare metal foil and all that stuff. So I can manipulate everything else. But let me get further into this. And as you know, so like you dive into anything, you find out other ways and cheaper things and this and that and parts for this and that.
Yeah.
And so, dude, these little cars, I tell you what, you can have these little things all over the house and forget you have all of them. They're so small.
Yeah.
And I can build a whole entire city on one table compared to just a tiny little parking lot in the 125th scale.
So let me ask you this. So
Yeah.
with a lot of those bodies, do you ever get metal bodies? Or are they
there's train companies that make metal bodies, there's train companies that make resin bodies, and then there's train companies that make plastic bodies.
The reason I ask is because even if you got the plastic ones, but metal ones seems like they'd be cheaper and easier. But if you could just send the whole body out to be chromed and then paint it and then leave, that way you don't ever have to do foil or anything like that. Because I can
they got that Molotov pin now. That Molotov chrome pin.
Yeah,
but
it's still Molotov. It's still Molotov though. I mean, come on.
It's better than bare metal foil cracking with every little crease.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I can imagine the foil like doing that. That's why I was asking. I was like, man, the foil on that has got to be a fucking nightmare. You know, especially on like window trim and shit. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you just chrome the whole fucking thing, then you could just paint around it.
I can build this little car in a day. And if I were to have a car for every day of the month that was built, I'd have a shit ton of money worth of chrome. And I can't afford that kind of money.
But you can put like 50 of those little motherfuckers on a tree. Get them all
but how much would that cost though? And then would I have the money out of it? That Molotov pin can do 100 cars and it's only $12.
Yeah, but it's still it's a fucking Molotov, though. God damn it!
But in that scale, you can't tell the difference.
Watch, when I see him, I'm gonna be like, "That's Molotov." I'm gonna be pointing out at the show.
Look,
That's
I'll
not
be
even
honest.
foil. He didn't even use
So-
foil.
My friend went to that last show during the summer that you guys threw and it had that that Waterburgers or whatever it is
Yeah.
diorama.
Yeah.
Half of those cars were my cars that I built for him, and we
Yeah.
collaborated for that show.
Yeah.
And I'd say about half of those cars or more all had that Molotov, and I didn't hear
I know, and I
nothing
could
from
tell
you guys.
Every one of them. I could tell every one of them, and I was like, "Fucking whoever made this shit, we're gonna fucking beat their ass. This is garbage. They need to do foil. Grow up. You don't use.
Well, before
pins for
that
your
pin, it
trim.
was all foil.
Weird. No, I'm done fucking with you. No, but really, stop using the fucking pins.
Hey man, it makes my life easier, and it's so much faster.
No, the building should not be faster. That's the problem. That's what I was telling that like him. I was talking to Cromwell today, and we were talking about the fucking low rotor bikes that he's talking about, the 3D print low rotor bikes,
Yeah.
the wheels and stuff. And he was like, oh well, and I was like, man, if you just made these wheels like the 3D and like cut it, like literally did the file in half to where you could put the chrome like that, the photo etch spokes in between and sandwich it. You know, and he was like,
Right.
no, but I'm trying to make it like all one thing. So you don't, I'm like, why the fuck are you trying to take building out of models?
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to fucking make, I mean, at that point, just make it a fucking die cast. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, like, dude,
Essentially.
yeah, I mean, stop trying to take the building. Stop trying to take the building out of models. Do your foil.
Hey man,
You're the one that
cheaper and
chose
faster.
all that shit. So do your foil.
Listen, good example. I'm gonna show you guys something. I'm gonna turn this around.
You know, I'm just arguing with you, just to argue with you.
No, I know, and I'm cool with that. But you know, my famous wagon.
That thing
Yeah.
is sick. Yeah.
I built that car in like 2 days.
I didn't realize that was that
Randy.
small.
Yeah.
It was what?
I didn't realize it was that small.
No. That's
Oh,
regular
is that
model
the
car size.
1.4? Okay. Oh, so I've seen that in person then.
Yeah, I took that that wagon is an original '90s wagon from R&R Resin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had that thing forever,
That's
and
like
so
back
I
in the Jimmy
turned it
Flintstone
into like
Yeah.
and shit.
yeah. It's an original Resin
Yeah.
61
sick
wagon,
wagon.
like one of the first.
Yeah, that's dope.
But then I just chopped it up, took the post out, and made it a 4-door hardtop. You know, like a wagon should have been from Chevy.
Yeah, exactly. Good for you.
I mean, if Buick could make a 4-door hardtop wagon, why couldn't Chevy make the 4-door hardtop wagon? They made a 4-door hardtop coupe,
Yeah.
or just regular 4-door. So why not make the wagon the hardtop? It's
Yeah.
dumb that they never did that.
Yeah.
What do I know though, right? What do I know? I don't work for GM. But yeah, I built that car in 2 days. So if I can build a car in 2 days that looks that good, why do I have to waste longer time to make it look better? Because it already looks good.
Because if you did that in 2 days, imagine what you do in 2 months or 2 years. Like me, like spend like two decades. Imagine what you could do in 2 decades.
It
on
would
one
never
build.
get done because I'd get bored of it. Like, why is this still on the table? This should have been done a long time ago.
Well, see, that's
Why am I
where you're going wrong.
wasting time?
That's where you're going wrong. You don't leave them on the table, dummy. You put them back in a box. You put them up on the shelf. You pull another one down. You open that up and you start that one. God, do you?
Then I'm not finished. That one will just get lost like all these other little tiny cars I have all over the house. Look, I got another original 65 Impala Resin Wagon from R&R.
Yeah,
And-
like the one I got from you.
Oh yeah.
I painted that thing 5 times and took the paint off, repainted it, took the paint off, repainted it, because the paint just wasn't working. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. I took that and put it in a box, and it's been sitting in the box for the last year. And I don't think I'm ever going to get back to it because I'm done. I'm so tired of
I
that
remember,
paint.
I remember you having a hard
Yeah.
time with the paint. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that much problem with any model car in my life.
It's
That
so
one,
good. Yeah.
At that
So
point,
stupid.
you basically just try to shave, like leave it the way it is, shave any bumps, So it's just a shaved body and then primer and start from scratch with like a 3/16 of an inch. You know what I mean? Of paint already on it. Just make it a smooth ass body with nothing on it.
Well, Iceman, whatever his name is, Joel or whatever, Iceman Collections. He was showing he had got this liquid that takes off paint real fast and it doesn't ruin the resin. I bought that stuff for like $20 a bottle. And I tell you what, that works like a dream because I took that paint off 5 different times with that stuff.
No. The Iceman remarketed brake fluid.
Yeah. No, it doesn't mess up resin.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I've got a resin body or two that I need to strip, but it's just been in the box like that. And I was like,
I thought dot 3 was good for good for resin.
No, this stuff works fast. It works within like an hour of being in it. When everything else will take forever.
Like acetone.
I forgot all about that. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, this stuff will burn your fingers. If you get any of that stuff on your finger and you just wipe it off with a napkin, no. You gotta like scrub that off with soap.
So it's like easy off.
It's like stripper.
Yeah.
Like stripper.
Yeah.
Like actual 1-to-1 paint, like stripper.
Right. But
yeah.
I left it in there for 24 hours. It didn't ruin that resin at all.
My button press. What are you talking about? I'm fucking swinging on my work, man. Relax.
Okay. If you put a resin body, you put a resin body in any other kind of paint thinner or stripper or whatever, it'll eat that resin right up. This stuff doesn't do that.
Oh shit. Okay. It doesn't make it brittle or nothing, even after.
I mean, I had it in there for 24 hours and that car is still hard as a rock. Like it's not going nowhere.
Good.
Now I don't know if you put it in there any longer if it'll start eating it up. But
well, because back in the day, I could have swore it was brake fluid, right? That was for
no, that was the go-to back in the day.
That was what?
Back in the 90s, that was the go-to.
Yeah, but it would make the resin brittle. So if you dropped it, the shit would shatter.
Oh, I just used plastic bodies for that. I don't know. I wasn't that good with resin. I was good with plastic back in the 90s.
Gotcha. Easy off is the accepted method, but you gotta like be on it. Like you can't let it soak too long because it will make the body soft, like easy off. But you can wash it enough.
Gotcha. Because that's what happened. That's what happened to your original Divco. Was that we struck and stripped the paint, like you sent to me stripped or whatever, right? And then yeah, you said like he stripped the body or whatever and sent it to me, and then it was sitting on a shelf and like something just fell on it and the fucking thing shattered like it was fucking porcelain. And
wow, so petrified.
No, that's not accurate.
But so did I? Was it because it was green first, and you painted it, and then you wanted me to cut the doors after you painted it?
No, the doors were cut. Oh. It's helping me hinge it. That's not the story. It was done. It was the pictures as they were.
It was done. It was already painted and everything.
But I sent it to you to help me with the hinges because I couldn't get them right. And because the pictures that I have, they're just propped open, folded in half, stuck in there. So you were gonna do the hinges for me because I couldn't handle it. But then that's when like the picture fell off the wall or something like that. And then
I thought it was because we were clearing it or fucking stripping it. No, I'm sorry. This is the boring ass. This is the worst.
Oh, good man. It's model talk.
He's like, don't worry, I'm editing like 80% of you.
So like, if you could, if you could plug that material, if you could plug that material, like that would be nice.
Yeah. I'll send that in the. I'll send a picture of that manufacturer in the group.
Yeah, cool.
You know,
sweet.
That way you all.
I have a resin Chevy, a resin Dodge body, like a full cab Dodge A100 that I'm gonna be working on soon, and it's painted, and I don't like the color. It's orange.
I managed to strip my my Volkswagen Caddy.
Yeah.
With Easy Off, but it came out fine. But I have
used
another
Easy Off on all kinds of shit. I've never had a problem on styrene. It's always done great on styrene. I never fuck with it on resin though.
Oh yeah. So I use that stuff.
I did Easy Off on resin. It didn't take that paint off.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, it also
depends on the paint.
It depends on the paint too, because I've had styrene where I literally like the old school like wallpaper. Remember the old school wallpaper things? You got to fucking perforate the paper before you even get it off. Like I've had to do that shit with paint, with like fucking like to perforate the paint so that shit can get in and fucking eat it up. Because I've let shit like Easy Off or even Purple Power and shit,
It doesn't
a
break
week
through.
and
Yeah.
nothing, and
Yeah.
nothing. And you're like, what?
Well, that's
the
what's funny. So before Iceman put that post up about that liquid, I was trying all that stuff. I was like, this
We did.
paint is not working.
We
The
had this
resin's not
conversation.
working.
He was sanding it deep.
What
and
is going to
shit.
work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
We
Nothing
he
worked.
posted that.
Yeah, he
And that's
posted
not-
that.
that's
He
not
showed
work.
the results. He did like
Yeah.
one of those speed up things.
Yeah,
The camera speeding up.
like time lapse. Yeah,
Took like an hour for all the paint to come off of that body, like completely off, where the body was brand new again.
fuck, send me a link to that shit when we get off the
Yeah.
phone.
We definitely.
Yeah.
need that. Yeah. We
Yeah.
can use that.
It's like $20 a bottle, but I tell you what, it's worth it, and you can reuse
Yeah,
it over and over again.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
I'll pay that shit.
I mean, it's probably not good to reuse it because you got all that old paint from every other car you've ever stripped in it. But
and now you run it through a coffee filter.
Yeah.
You're golden.
if you want to do that, sure.
I literally filter everything in my life through a coffee filter and just keep reusing it. So
Yeah, but you also remember he uses Molotov instead
yeah,
of
that's true. It does use Malto. So I mean,
Hey, filter that Tim too, okay?
this guy still pins his trim. So
No, for reals, I did a 67 two-door Impala wagon. So I took a resin wagon top, I put it on the AMT or whoever makes the 67 67 Impala, and I Molotov all the window trim, and it looks good.
no. So
Zero
here's
that shit.
the thing. You probably remember All Clad.
Yeah,
Okay, so I was a huge fan of All Clad when that shit came out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no, it's titties. You could just lay like a gloss black over whatever, and then and then lay that malt off, and that shit is like for that All Clad, and it's like fucking chrome until you touch it, or you clear it,
right.
or you look at it for more than a week,
right.
and then it turns to like aluminum. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? So I've always felt the same way with the Molotov, like because I'm terrible with whenever I pick up a model, it's usually from the window trim, like in the windows.
Yeah,
I'm an asshole like that. I grab.
Oil.
Yeah, but at least foil, if you bury it under clear, at least a couple of coats of clear, it's not going to peel up and shit. But the problem is that you always end up with like weird discolorment around the window trim because I've tried the Molotov and I tried the All Clad, and
You
it's
gotta,
like
you gotta lay it on thinner so it's not so thick, because the thicker it is, it turns out like silver or like chrome spray paint, where it turns silver with the more times you touch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always silver anyways, it just gets dull. So if you put a thin layer, like one strip, you just go one time over that window trim, it'll stay chrome.
Gotcha.
You can touch it all you want, but it's the thicker that liquid is on that piece that you're putting it on will end up with the spray paint.
Yeah, no, that's a good point too. Yeah. No, see, I never
let it
gave
dry
it.
first.
I never gave it. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Oh, fuck. But I'm like,
No, see, because once I found that pin, I was hooked. I said, I'm going to figure out everything I need to know about this so it'll work for what I needed to. And this whole car, the bump, this is the afterlife one, so it's all dirty and whatnot. But the whole bumper was put on with that chrome, and I could touch these bumpers all day and it wouldn't dull because I only put just one quick layer on it.
Gotcha.
It's not thick at all. But that's the problem with people
was
come
that
into
airbrush?
it, the thicker that is.
Was that airbrush?
No, I use spray
It's
paint
so
with
tiny.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's small. Yeah.
That's look.
You can use it.
30 plus years of spray paint. You learn how to manipulate that shit the way where it works for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. No,
And I
will
don't
say
have to
this, though.
clean it
Yeah.
like you do with airbrush.
20 minutes of setting up and cleaning. Or like 2
Right.
seconds of spraying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I will say this though, like the Molotov and the fucking All Clad. So like even just last night, I was touching up shit for the show today, like a 70 Impala, and spots where like in my foil, where like if the foil had got rubbed off or something like that,
Yeah.
I'll take All Clad and touch that, like just touch it there, and just in that little spot. And I was showing people, I was like, can you tell the difference where the foil ends and the thing? And this motherfucker was like, nah. I mean, who knows though? I mean, it's him. I mean, I didn't ask anyone else.
a picky.
But-
A picky. It looked like photo etch. That's why I was like, nah. Like it was because it still had the black paint
yeah. Well,
inside
this
the
car's
seats.
black,
Yeah.
so yeah.
So it was almost
Well-
as if you walked outside and saw like their because the way that they pressed badges, it's like black ABS plastic,
Yeah.
and then they just somehow just chrome the
The top,
casing, and that's what it looked like. It was like And then even today, when I told you about how you did the photo etch, I was like, damn, that looks sick, because like it looked like the actual like Monte Carlo crystal.
Yeah.
But no.
Look, here's what's funny. I don't know if I was the first person to have it, but I was close to the first person to have your 64 Impala photo etch kit.
I think you're the first one to finish it, to actually use it.
Then I ended up painting that whole entire Phantom Grill black. And I was like, God, I hope I don't ruin this by painting it black. It's so nice with the aluminum, like, you know. But I painted it black, and it's not nearly as nice looking because it's hidden. It's literally a Phantom Grill now.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's what
You've seen
want
my
everybody
64,
to
right?
feel free to paint shit. You know,
The one with the tilt rear trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
When's that gonna get done?
one.
When is that?
Well, it's
Yeah.
primer. It's in primer.
Oh, it's in primer.
It's in
Oh, it's
primer.
in primer.
So that's a stage of
Yeah.
grief, right?
You and
That's
you
a
and
stage of grief.
you and Frank Big Dog, you guys could have a collection of
No,
all
no,
your
I
primer
will not.
builds.
I will
All
not.
primer cars.
You and
Because,
Big Dog could have your primer build off. So you have
I
all
So this car has been like 3 years, 4 years in the process of making, because it wasn't mine to begin with.
He said, this motherfucker, he said 2 day, he's a 2 day build. He's like, I can't even comprehend. Like, he's like,
One,
I mean, you're talking about years now. Like,
it wasn't mine to begin with.
Of your
and
life?
I pulled it.
Just cut my throat now.
I got it during NL West, and it was just a glue bomb, single stage paint. It was red, and it was just bad.
Way too much time already.
But I was moving around. Like
Oh,
it just sucks because I was moving around, but I was so dedicated to like getting this car to where it is now. But it's my job had me all over the place, so I didn't want to take it to the hotels because I didn't want it to break, and then I'd have to
Take
deal
him to
with.
the motels. They don't say nothing.
And
Yeah.
it was like an ongoing thing. It's like constantly moving and traveling, and I didn't want it to break. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna put it back in the box and not touch it and build something else. And so that's where the trucks came. And so it was just like an ongoing. I was like, fuck that. I need to get back to this car. And then today it's in primer with better shit that I could ever think of, because one, magnets are great. Two, the idea now is implanted, but it's like now it's like, what fucking color do you choose? That's another 70 years of fucking trying to figure out what color.
Damn.
So,
You'll
Yeah.
be dead before it's done.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at least I have three color options that I do have.
I've narrowed it down to 3. Out of the whole pinwheel of all the colors in the world, I narrowed it down to 3. So we got that. So we got that.
So it will be done this week. In fact, because I
Each three has 78 shades.
yes.
But
right.
Yeah.
It's got 10,000 pixels in it. So it's got the
Right,
best
see?
look for every
It has to be perfect.
pixel.
No, I'm trying to get that one done this year because there's that my S10 truck that I need to actually start back. The rebuilder, the S10 truck. And no, yeah. The only
Well,
person that knows about
get it done, man. Don't be
You-
like Lorenzo. Lorenzo will
Right.
start something and never finish it.
No. It's because I want the right detail, and I don't want to rush it and miss out on something like unwired pumps or batteries that don't connect to something.
Yeah,
or
Just make a
something
list
that-
then. Make a list of everything that needs to
But
get
no,
done
I have
so
a
it looks
list.
real.
I have digital notes. Like I have digital notes of like each
no.
no. You pull your own finger. So on the S10, at least how it started. I want to go back to that color because that S10 was that purple S10 with the weird like 90s graphic with the wire
You
wheels.
want to do that? Don't do that.
No.
He's fully supportive.
No,
He's fully
it's-
supportive. I can tell. By the
It's
way.
funny.
Get it done.
It's funny.
Just choose a different color.
No,
You're doing
it's,
great.
It's
Stop
not,
fucking
it's,
it up.
it's not that. It's just like I liked that color, but it's like Tropical Glitz has like a billion colors that I could choose from. But I also like the Wave Rider like S10, the green one.
Box art.
Yeah, the box art, the green box art one, but the Tropical Glitz, well, I can't even remember the color, but it's that emerald green. Flake. I mean, that's a sick
I
color.
get that.
So- So
No,
you
I have a plan to do like those 70s vans, you know how they have the cool decals.
Oh, yeah.
I want to basically use those decals, but just put like candy paint.
But I'll be like,
call it done, you know.
I'll be.
I would
striking-
even go as far as saying just go get some clear decal paper and scan that decal sheet onto your computer from your phone or whatever, reprint it on clear, and paint some candy metal flake underneath it, and then it'll be a transparent decal instead of a solid.
There you go.
Like a
Colored
ghost, like a ghost.
So it, yeah. So it'll be the same
Take
exact
it.
design and everything, but you can
Yeah.
even change the color. You know,
Yeah.
make it what you want.
Yeah, and if you do a little bit of candy underneath, do the decal, then do a couple coats of candy over the top, then the shit. I
Right.
mean, it's like that, like on the Euro,
Oh yeah.
like I built like a '90s Euro, where like if you look like at the fucking thing, you don't see anything, but if you
Until
turn
you
it
get
to
to
a
the
certain
side,
direction, there's all kinds of patterns on the paint. You're like, oh fuck, like old '90s ghost.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I mean, if you're
definitely-
gonna use those decals, just make those decals better.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use those
Yeah.
decals. It's just I think the style of what that truck was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So like the new mini lowrider trucks, but like the '90s.
Like the
Lowrider
new,
trucks.
like the new lowrider
No,
trucks
no,
from
no,
the
I-
'90s.
I say new.
So basically,
because,
like the '90s.
yeah,
The new '90s, you know.
new '90s. You know what I mean?
God damn it, you guys are stupid. I hate Doug. I'm going home.
Post COVID '90s.
You know, like the new '70s look. Those new '70s
exactly.
paint jobs, you know.
God damn
I mean, interesting.
But yeah, that's the next main thing that I want to get off the table, aside from the wagon, the Nomad, because that's going to be an ongoing project
You want
too.
a whiskey?
But,
No. I'm still thinking.
No, there's like 3 major projects that I want to get done this year, and it's the wagon, the Nomad for sure, the '64 Impala, and that truck.
Cool. I kind of just build one at a time and then finish that within a couple days and then go on to the next.
I got
And then figure it out. Yeah.
no,
Yeah, I have no
that'll-
idea what
That'll
I'm
take
gonna do.
longer, like you said. Like if you see a build like sit there long enough and then you put it away, then it's like you'll never get to it. Versus, I set certain builds out for a reason, so I can just like, fuck, I see you, I need to finish you. And it sucks because in Texas, weather is just all over the fucking place. Like,
It's like that
especially
in
the
North
past few
Carolina.
weeks.
It changes every 10 minutes.
Yeah, like the past
Few
few
weekends.
weeks, it's like 38 degrees, 78
Right.
next day. And you're like, okay, sweet, I can get some shit done. But you only get so much done because then you gotta fucking do this. You gotta go do this. You gotta do this. You
Yeah.
only are required so much to do this. And it's like, fuck, might as well wait. And then the next day it's like 12 degrees. It's only
Right now,
raining.
I'm
Right.
thinking of it because most of the year we've actually been able to paint.
Oh, I've been working.
That is, yeah, for real. Because it's been pretty legit.
Yeah,
all
like,
fucking-
oh,
I painted like all throughout December.
You guys
No,
don't
I
travel like I
They
do.
just got fucking shit. They just got bullshit
And you
and
got,
all
like-
fucking shit.
Yeah. And the guys in New York be like, fuck you. You know?
No, I mean, even when it snowed out here in North Carolina, I painted on those days because I figured out if you get that paint job done real quick,
Yeah.
go straight back in the house and let that shit dry.
In and out.
I will, I
damn
will
right.
say this. I will say this.
Absolutely.
What's more important than actual temperature is humidity.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually learn that until I moved to Texas from California.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
like
you wouldn't.
really
There's no humidity in California.
exactly.
There's
so
that.
that's what
There's
I'm
that.
saying.
There's
Like,
that.
what's-
There's
what's-
Southern California though. Yeah, where they can seriously like paint all year
but I
round.
mean even like anywhere. Like I mean really I've learned that it's humidity will fucking destroy my paint more so than because worst case
And I
scenario
live in Houston.
worst case scenario, and I've done this.
It's
I
always
don't even
humid.
bullshit. I'll go into my fucking shower in my house and I'll paint in my fucking bathroom.
Yeah, but again,
You know what I mean?
guys,
With the fan on because
guys-
it's room temperature and the humidity is low, even though it's fucking frigid as fuck outside. But my fucking house stinks like fucking paint for like 2 days. But I
It's
still
fine.
but I mean I live with my wife and it's like I mean she complains, but I mean it just add it to the list.
Yeah.
You know
Hey,
what I mean?
tell her it can smell like weed and crack and cocaine and all this stuff, or it can smell like paint. What do you
Yeah.
want?
Well,
She'd
it's
be like,
mostly both. It's mostly both.
Right.
Minus the crack. Minus the crack.
Tell her I could have needles laying all over the floor, or it can smell like paint. Which one do you want?
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's a much better one. Thank you. I was like, yeah, the other one. No, still the same.
No, so to circle back, because like in Houston, it's like, oh, it's like 60 degrees, but the humidity is like 95%.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's the same thing in North Carolina. You're preaching to the
I know,
choir.
I've been
exactly
there,
what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, no, I feel
It's more humid here than it is
Dude,
in.
that he doesn't build in 2 days. Like it takes me 2 days to prepare to paint a car. Like you fucking,
Damn.
you already
See,
done
you
the
gotta be
whole
much
fucking
faster.
thing. And
it's big.
nah, even when he does that, even when he does his 120.
And he does crazy body work. man.
He does.
takes
And by ass paid.
takes
Like, that's how he
resin,
does
resin,
it.
has more time on his
resin
hands.
wagon roofs and
He has more time on his
I
hands.
swear to God, like if they ever have like from now on, if they bring back the lay it low like gladiator battles and they're like time constraint, you fucking like monoing mono. You're in the club. You're our guy. We're throwing you into the fucking ring, and you're gonna be like, you're the motherfucker
He's
that's
the
like,
ringer.
you,
He's
so
the
you know,
ringer.
like at like at model shows like the NNLs. I don't know if they didn't do it at the AccuMS, but they do it at the NNLs where they got the little kid section or whatever. and
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
the
here you
step
can build this day, and then you can
Yeah.
do it. This motherfucker's gonna come out with like something that's beating Armando bitch ass Flores like in like one day, like, and he sat in the kid table like the whole day building it and did it himself.
No,
Like, right there.
those are all snap kits, so it'll take me 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It'll be painted,
No,
ready to
I
go,
already-
on the
already
table,
killed
ready
it.
to be
No,
judged.
I already killed that whole fucking thing. I already know. That circuit's done. I already killed it.
That's funny because so to get back to that wagon, I'll show you exactly what I did and how quick I did it. So it's two-tone. You got the black metal flake on the bottom, the silver metal flake on the top.
Yep.
I painted all that within an hour, and then I cleared it about like I think I put 5 coats of clear on it, fast drying clear. So that took about I don't know 2 hours to dry, and then I laid out the patterns all over it. I mean, honestly, all this stuff's just decals, just laying everywhere.
Yeah.
And then by that night, I had it bare metal foiled completely. And then I just glued all the accessories on it and called it done. Slapped the motor in there, wired the motor real quick.
Yeah.
And then I added lights. So the whole car blinks inside.
Yeah.
But there was already a light kit for that.
So I mean, so now that you tell me how you did it, like so if I look at your interior and shit, there's not really any interior detail. It's just the original kit.
No, there's do I have pictures of that? Let me see if I have pictures. No, the whole interior's detailed. I don't know. Maybe this one. So you got 2 12-inch speakers in the back, pumps, batteries, all plumbed up. It's plumbed up back there. Let's see.
18.
No, so you do have detailed interior. It wasn't that you just fucking slapped it together and just fucking.
Oh
did it.
no! I mean, I built it fast enough to be slapped together.
Yeah.
But like, you can see batteries back there.
Yeah.
Interior's all done up. I don't have an engine. Kind of that. You got the hydraulic pumps, and then it's wired up all in there.
Yeah. So
But
okay.
for instance, you can tell it's decals because right there, those flames, I cut those decals a little too short, and now you can see the
Like that. Like the
No.
right where the
I'm
flames
asking,
end.
I'm not asking him, motherfucker. I'm asking him.
Yeah, like right where those flames end, you can see that curvature of the decal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then even in the front, well, kind of in the front. I don't know if
like
you can
right
see
there.
that, but
No, like that is the
yeah,
decal.
that is the decal.
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
okay.
that's what I was pointing at. 'Cause I was pointing it out to them.
all of the
They're trying to
graphics,
fucking make fun of me. But yeah,
all of the graphics are decals, all of them,
they're all decals.
except for the thick ass strips. That's actually
Yeah,
a pattern I laid out with tape.
Yeah,
I
'cause
wanted
the
them
top was,
thick
the
like
top
that
was silver,
because-
and then it's just relief.
Yeah,
It's all
like I mean, you guys will know. Obviously, these skulls down here are from the Revell 64 lowrider, and then they go on to here. This it's a Grim Reaper hook with a
That's from the
ball.
59 or whatever, the 60.
No, this is from the 64 too. I cut
is
and
it?
modified it.
Oh, it
so
is.
it's 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then this pattern work is from some kind of 70s old decal. This green, dude, I don't even know where that green's from. That's from some like 90s style
I
kit.
feel like that comes from the Wave Rider or Wave Runner S10.
And then
That's what that looks like.
then this is from Franklin Inks decal sheet. One of his last sets he did. He did a flame set.
Yeah, weird.
And then the rear lights, I don't even know where those decals are from.
Yeah.
dude, because I'd go to these model shows, I just find these weird decals that seem like
Yeah.
they should work and they could be cool if you did it the right way.
Yeah.
I just put everything I had at this car. So all the
that's dope.
decals, all the paint, and all the bare metal foil was done all in one day.
Yeah, that's dope.
So you just
Yeah.
got to know what the hell
You
you're
won't cut
doing.
those doors open though.
The 65 that I had to repaint 5 times has doors that are open, and there's suicide doors in the rear.
Yeah.
So
Don't listen to this
Now what?
fucking. Don't listen to this fucking kid.
the only thing I didn't cut up on that
let this guy
65
in the club.
is the rear tailgate. I didn't cut the tailgate open, but the door's open, and I hinged the doors, and the interior bucket, the resin interior bucket door panels are cut with the pillar in the middle, so the doors will hit the pillar.
Yeah.
So it's all cut,
Yeah,
ready to be
exactly.
put together and finished. It's
Yeah.
just not going to happen anytime soon.
I mean, that's a mic drop if I've ever heard one. Shit, I mean, if you were here physically, it felt like he got hit.
Right.
I will say no.
He's like,
No, I will say, like if I actually had like dedicated time where I'm not like traveling, like not like where I not working either, but
yeah.
like a solid like week of just working, I could easily get a lot done.
Yeah.
I mean,
We all-
you got I mean, just out of curiosity, you got a list of excuses in your back pocket that you just pull out.
I have it at home. I got a family,
No.
I keep it at home. That list stays at home. That's why.
That's why I rehearse it. I rehearse it. No, I got it. I get you.
I mean, I even went and cut up this original R&R 62 wagon. That's the one I did for the magazine.
Oh yeah.
So I just put a moonroof in it and took the B pillars out and took the C pillar and slanted it like it should have been originally.
Yeah.
And then I lit the whole goddamn car up.
Hear this,
There's
man.
2 lighting kits in here. It's a neon light and then a regular LED flashing light.
Yeah, he don't play it safe.
Then detailed the whole engine. So
That's mean.
Yeah.
yeah, man. If you're gonna do something, go all the way and do it
Respect.
fast. Fast as
Do
you
it
can.
fast.
I mean, honestly, that car,
Oh, respect,
that wagon
dude.
probably took. I think that wagon probably took a week just because I was working, and that's just because I was working.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
But I built quick, man. So I gather all the parts. I gather all the parts, everything I need. I get the kit, everything I need for it, and then I start right when I wake up after I take my daughter to school or whatever, and I don't stop until it gets dark because my lighting in here isn't the greatest. So once it gets dark, I stop, and then I start right again the very next day if it takes me longer than a day.
Yeah. So, just out of curiosity, clearly your show is not live.
No, how'd you know? No,
Yeah.
This is all pre-recorded.
Okay, so like, do you like? Is this like? Is any of this usable?
No, I'm using it all. So here's what's funny. The editing software I use is super simple. It's the Zoom pausing and unpausing, and everything in the middle is left in, no matter how much you screw up or whatever.
Everything tonight. This is going on the. This is
Yeah,
going on
you'll see it Monday morning. I'm gonna post this at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I am so glad you're in the club, man. You belong in the club. You're fucking awesome. This is fantastic. Salute. I'm glad to fucking finally see you. Like,
Yeah, man.
salute.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
real.
because with that profile, you'd never see me other
I
than
never,
that.
yeah,
'cause I'm-
no, even like we were just talking about that earlier.
Like
Me and
that
Dick were
bearded
talking
thing.
about that, about how even Lay It Low, you didn't even like you had no idea who the fuck was who
no,
Yeah, none of us
at
had
all.
pictures of
And
each
so,
other. Andy, that-
No.
like, and so,
In
like,
fact,
and he was just like, he was
this is
asking me
this is
about,
my profile for Layalo too.
yeah, no, I know. That's all. That's what I was. And he was asking me earlier about shit like going to like big shows or whatever. You were asking her like about like, oh fuck, and somebody brought it up earlier, like going to like a fucking like a West Coast show or something, like, oh fuck. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I was like, man, my first NNL, like oddly enough, like even though that was Lay It Low, like that was around
Right.
like 2010 or something around then, like one of those, like it was right at the beginning when I went to an NNL.
Yeah.
And like it couldn't have been more than like 2010, 2012 or something. And like I'm fucking standing in line like an asshole. I don't know, because I mean, it's Leia. Who the fuck? You don't know anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And so I'm sitting there in line, and the first person that outside of Leia that ever approached me was Eric
Yeah,
Truescale. Yeah, and like I'm standing, I'm like in line in and out, and this motherfucker, I don't know who the fuck he is because
Right.
you know what I mean? And he's like, yo, cynical. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like how? And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? And he was like, oh, because back then I had like the big crazy mustache. And he was like, oh, your fucking mustache. And I was like, fuck, you guys even look at those pictures? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Probably like trying to.
Yeah. Wait.
No,
Hold on.
no.
Wait. You're not the host from My Classic Car.
Yeah, right? No, I was one or the other. Like, really, it was a toss-up. That's why I was surprised. I was like, fuck, because normally I get the other one. You know, no, I'm just kidding,
Right.
but no, but I mean, it's just weird. I mean, it's such a different world now because you know, even and I love this that it's such a throwback to the old school because, like I said, I mean, this is the first time we fucking see that I've fucking seen you.
Yeah.
And talk
First
to you
time any of you seen me.
yeah, and talk to you face to face, and you know, fuck, it's nice. You know what I mean? Like to
Right.
put a face to something, you know. And so, like
Well,
that's the
see,
same thing with it now.
Is a little different from like the 90s. So I started going to model car shows in like 93, 94, all over Southern California. And I was competing with my lame ass cars as like a 13, 14-year-old with Armando Flores and stuff in the lowrider category and
Yeah.
Gary Seed and stuff. And I seen
Yeah.
those people knowing who they were only because of that magazine. Like that
Yeah,
magazine came, the very first issue came out winter of 93. And I bought that. I was like, holy crap. I
Yeah.
could build a lowrider out of a model car. I'm in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I'm going to these shows. They're all there with their show winning models and stuff. I'm like, these guys are my idol.
Yeah.
And then now I'm here on the West Coast, or I'm sorry, the East Coast. They're all still out. Well, Gary C's out here in South Carolina.
Gary's
Everybody else, is out there on the West Coast or Texas, wherever. And it's like, I'm never going back out there just for a model car show. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm kind of guilty of that, maybe.
We've talked about it. Yeah, we've talked about it.
I mean,
Looked
here's
at-
what's funny though. For my little cars, I've gone as far as St. Louis to a show, but they're
Yeah.
2-day shows. And then actually supposed to go at the end of this year, or no, I'm sorry, at the end of this month to Massachusetts for a show. But
Yeah.
COVID's starting to wrap up, and I don't think I'm going now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's so fucking weird right now anyway with all that shit.
Right.
I mean, give it another fucking 20 years, we'll get over it. Like people will
And
get
we'll all
over
be
it.
dead, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
either be over it or dead, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool to enjoy shit.
Yeah, my weed guy comes by last night. You weren't here when he came by, right? So my weed guy is kind of fucking weird. Like he's a little paranoidish, like kind of like right-wingy, like conspiracy type shit. Dude, the dude, like it's weird to have conversation because I mean I love to entertain like anybody's fucking beliefs. If you're fucking passionate
Oh,
about
that's
something
awesome.
and you're talking
You're
to
my
me
kind of
something.
guy.
Yeah, like they're like this motherfucker, super passionate about the conversation, especially. But it's like, huh, what? I'm sorry, we talking to me anyway. But I mean, I can talk to Mormons all day about some shit I don't even believe in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
No, but you're talking to like these motherfuckers, and they're so fucking like he's like, no, like 9 months from now, all the people who got the vaccines, legit zombies. And I'm like,
We're all
wait,
gonna
what?
die.
He goes, no, there's videos of them injecting the vaccine into dead chickens, and the organs are reanimating and shit. He goes, nah, it's like 9 months from now, they're all gonna be zombies. Like he was legit having this conversation in my living room. And I'm trying to I'm like, no shit. Fuck. And I'm trying to, in my head, I'm like, should I pretend like I'm afraid? Like, fuck, what do we do? You know,
No. That's when you throw lighter fluid on top of the fire and just put in your own conspiracy that actually you don't have any of.
I'm acting like, fuck, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that could happen. All right, so tell me more.
No. Then you got to say, but what about those nanobots that are in the vaccine? What about this strain of this that's in there? Like, do you know about that?
Yeah, no, for real. No, and it's like, and it's so hard to discern, like, who is like that now? Because you try to, because people are either extreme on one end or the other. And it's like you try to like you did, and people that just live in the middle that don't really give a fuck about any of it. It's kind of hard because it's like being a deaf person in a fucking hearing world, because if you keep asking people what, it's offensive.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you like, then
Everything's offensive now in this world. Thanks,
Yeah, you
cancel
know what I mean?
culture.
Yeah. But it's so funny. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, how do you react to somebody that's fucking telling you? I mean, it's not that I don't believe it. It's just that I don't believe it enough to fucking get excited about it. Like, I guess I'm like,
Well, you know, when it first started, it was something new. It was something interesting. It was like, holy
Yeah.
crap, something's happening. You know, we're out of the norm. This is completely different. Now it's so the norm. It's like, I'm over this already. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Can I either die or just have this go away? One or the other.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But what's funny is I actually ended up catching COVID over the summer.
Oh,
And,
really?
let me tell you, it wasn't fun. But hey, I'm alive, so I win.
Yeah. So you didn't get the vaccines or anything, and you got it?
No, I didn't get the vaccine. Screw that.
Okay.
All those nanobots. No.
Yeah. No, I fuck with that.
I don't want to die in 9 months.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna be a fucking zombie. I'm gonna be fighting the motherfucker. No.
No, so I never catch the flu, and I never get the flu shot. And they all said this was a much more extreme version of the flu. So I was like, I don't even catch the flu. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need it. Well, I probably should have got it, but
Me and you are the fucking same, man. I never got flu shots. I didn't do this. My wife did because because of her work and shit. We went to Disney World back in September, and literally, like, in a small little fucking room for 10 days, literally everybody got it except for the unvaccinated. You know what I mean? The unvaccinated didn't get it. And then, like, just recently we went up to Colorado for like Christmas and New Year's. And again, the vaccinated people brought it into the house. You know what I mean? Everyone got fucked up except for the people that were unvaccinated or had already been exposed to it. But the people that were like fully vaccinated, they were like in their deathbeds and shit. And it's like, it's like, I'm not trying to like say like, do believe this or believe that. I'm not going to question whatever fucking people you follow. Yes. But in my experience, like, fuck, man, so far, people with the vaccine introduced me to it, and people with the vaccine suffered it worse than me.
That's how I ended up getting it too. I got it from some lady at my work that was vaccinated. She ended up getting sick, not nearly as sick as me, but I mean, she got sick. I got it. She gave it to like 2 other people at work. Yeah. And
I mean,
but at the same time,
whatever you want. But
at the same time, the vaccine doesn't help you from getting it. You're gonna get it. If you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. It just helps you fight it if you got it. And that's if it helps you fight it. Because every time there's a new strain, none of these vaccines do anything for it. So they got to make a new vaccine again.
I'll say this. My wife got it back in September, even though she was vaccinated. And just this last time, when she was introduced to a whole new fucking host of it, she didn't get it. So the antibodies, I would say the antibodies that should have been previously exposed or having it, because the vaccine did not stop her from getting it the first time.
Right.
She got it. But since she got it, now when she was introduced to it again, she didn't get it because she previously had it, not because she got the vaccine.
I mean, that could be exactly the case with me too, but I still don't want to go to this thing at the end of this month just to try to get it, you know? I'd rather not get it at all than have to put myself. But I still have to go to work every day with all these people not wearing a mask. And I'm like, you guys are stupid. Whatever. I'll just wear my mask every day, all day for the rest of my life. It'd be better than catching it again.
Yeah. So how is it you're in Vermont or North Carolina?
That's right.
So how is it there? Is it like lockdown city and everybody wearing
them? No. We're not locked down. They in fact, we don't even have to wear a mask outside, but when you're inside, they require a mask, but you don't have to have it, but I mean they want you to have it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a law out here.
You might go to a restaurant or a bar or something without a mask.
You could, and they'll want to see like if you've been vaccinated. If you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask almost anywhere. But a lot of shopping centers still want you to wear it. Like you go to a mall, they want you to wear it. You go to a shopping center, they want you to wear it, but you don't have to wear it.
Gotcha.
If you can prove that you were vaccinated.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, I wear it everywhere I go just because, you know, I caught it once. Doesn't mean I can't catch it again. But
like this guy, he loves wearing it. He
Yeah.
loves wearing the motherfucker. He's like, no, he's like, I feel comfortable. He's like, it's like his teddy bear. He's like, I feel comfortable with it. Like, I feel like all
Right.
comfy with it. And I'm like,
I mean, anytime I go anywhere where there's multiple people, I'm wearing it. If it's maybe one or two people, I'll just distance myself. But if it's multiple
Yeah.
people, like a grocery store, I'm gonna have it on. But that's
Yeah.
me. I
Walmart?
mean, I don't care what
Yeah.
anybody thinks. There was a model car show in November. There's a model car show in November. That one that my daughter was stuck with those two old people discussing everything. And me and her were the only two there that had our masks on. Everybody else didn't have it on. And they're like, why do you have yours on? I was like, because I'm not you.
yeah.
I'm good.
I mean, so that's stupid in my opinion for people to be like, hey, why do you have your mask on? Like, let people make their own fucking choice. Same
Right.
thing with the fucking shop. Like, it's
I didn't ask you what kind of models you build and why. Don't ask me why I have my mask on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's.
I mean, technically, you asked me why do I take so long to build a model, but
I didn't ask you why you build your bottles though. And I didn't ask you what you build.
I mean, I've seen some of his models, and I question why the fuck does he? I'm just kidding.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the idea what you're doing with that 64, but I'd rather see it finished before you die from COVID.
Before you get COVID.
good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
I'll be like 265 before that happens.
But it's funny that we bring that up because I asked Lorenzo, I was like, dude, why do you start so many models and you never finish? I mean, he said this was his saying. He just likes building them. If he's finished, he's done building it. There's nothing else to build. If he doesn't ever finish it, he always has something to go back to and build. And I said, but you could have 150,000 models never finished.
That sounds ideal, but it also screams bullshit in my head.
It's like it's like you don't go and start having sex and like, you know what?
Actually, no, I love edgy. I love edgy. Actually, no, I totally.
You know what? I'm just
No,
gonna.
I'm just gonna contradict you right there, like just right before you bust and be like, nope.
No,
It's hilarious. No, it's great. It's funny as shit.
no, because it's funny because like it's almost like you're Mormon soaking. Like, you don't fucking just get in there and you're like, so how's your day? You don't just put it in and then be like, this is fine.
That's because you're not married. I do that all the time. Like I just wake up like I don't know what the fuck. I just want to keep my dick warm. Like
I mean, and look, if you've been married long enough, it starts to become more and more irregular. So you got to like make it last as long as you can.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's fine. Next question.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna follow up on that.
Made him uncomfortable.
I was
30
sweating.
degrees hotter in here. Shit. Oh,
Well, that's cool, guys. How was the show today? Overall,
it was hella good.
It was overall it was good. It was an IPMF show. It was good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Overall, different types of builds. We had a great time. I was stoked on the dioramas and the statues. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I enjoy meeting all the old fucks.
Yeah.
they've
Like,
got
for real,
knowledge
like
for
all
days.
the old school, like all
Yeah.
the old
Yeah.
fucking. I mean, they may not be like the big name motherfuckers. They're not killing it and everything. But if they're old and they're building models, those motherfuckers been doing it for days, and they know something.
Right.
Like I enjoy talking to like old motherfuckers like that, and like
No,
okay,
they've got so much information. It's unbelievable.
no, for real. I enjoy it. Like I just enjoy even talking to them, like even getting ideas of like how was it before me?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like
Well, hey, you remember that promo kit that was brand new when you were building?
yeah,
Yeah,
right?
it's not brand new to me.
And it was 25 cents. And now
Remember
it's
when
like
your parents took you to buy your
$25
first car and
$50.
you got that 78 promo? And then
Just for
Yeah,
buying-
we didn't call it promo back then, sir.
yeah, exactly. That was a dealer special and it came with the purchase.
Yeah, I had it on the back deck of the car. My whole childhood.
Exactly. We didn't look at it like that. It was a goddamn promotion.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it didn't have an interior neither.
Hey, just because he sold them.
My father sold 58 vacuums for that fucking car.
So fuck you and your promo.
No, last summer I was building this 65 Impala, and I went to Hobby Lobby to get it, and they had that 40% off thing, it was a 40% off coupon that was online. It wasn't even on their shelf, that 40%
Yeah.
thing. So this old guy's buying this diesel truck, and I was like, hey man, so I see you build, obviously. He was like, yeah, I've been building for the last 40 years. I'm like, that's awesome. And he must have been like in his 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
And I said, you know about this internet coupon, right? He was like, what? I don't even have a cell phone. And I said, I'm going to pull it up. I'll let the cashier scan it. You'll get that thing for even cheaper. He was like, oh, thanks, man. That's cool. But it was still like in the middle of COVID, so he didn't really want to talk. But I would have loved to just talk to him and pick his brain, because he's been building for 40 years. That's pretty cool.
No, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, I'm a fucking loudmouth chatterbox. So like,
No, I don't think anybody noticed that.
Good. I don't think anyone would do it. If you told people that, they'd be like, Doug? No.
You definitely won't make anybody uncomfortable. You're cool.
Yeah, good. I mean, that's what I strive for. So good. No, I love to bullshit with old ass motherfuckers. You know, and tell them like, fuck, I love talking to you old ass motherfuckers. You know what I mean? When you tell, like, make sure you tell them that they're old ass motherfuckers. And be like, no, I love it. Like, you got this old ass knowledge and shit. Like, most people wouldn't even know because you're fucking old. It's great.
Right.
So I want to get as much from you as possible.
Like making notes. Where are most of your kids right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, since you got dialysis like next week,
What's
so tell me how
address?
you did this. You know what I mean? Like,
No, well, that's when you're like, hey, I'd love to like pick your brain. How can we meet? They're like, do you do Telegram still?
yeah, exactly.
Let me fax you. Let me fax you. Hold on. Let me send this fax and email.
Yeah.
No, see, that's still too new for them. See, that would be somebody from your age. That's for
No,
sure.
they would be into it. They would be into it. But no, they would be like, no, this motherfucker's like me. No, but you're right. Like, just say, is it like dip, dab, dab, dosh, tip,
Telegram?
fucking.
Let me wait next week for the horse to come to get my mail.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot of old people do like to write long ass emails.
Yeah, they're like, oh, just send in an email, and you're like, fuck, just text me.
because that was
You have a phone.
email's been out for
Just
what, 30
reach
years.
and that's it. Just here.
Or wait, is their phone a flip top? Then they're not texting.
No, let me get my tablet out and write your information down. And you're like, fuck, I have a cell phone.
No,
Just
his
phone.
tablet is a pencil and paper.
Yeah, no, you need
Yeah.
just like got this
That's
like
true.
large
It is.
like yellow notepad. And you're like, what's the
Actually, I got-
address? And you're like,
Actually, I got one right over here if you want to use it.
no, yeah. And then it's like, okay, cool. Can we just meet up and hang out? And it's like, oh yeah, here's my email address, my fax, my post office number, and here's my home address. And you're like, fuck, where do you work? Here's my back date. Here's my birth certificate. And you're like, all right,
Here's
so
here's my back page
Yeah.
listing. You're like, wait,
and
what?
it's like you show up, like, it's like Yeah.
And here's my pager number if you need to get a hold of me real quick.
here's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
pager number, and
It's okay. I ain't out by a fucking phone.
I
booth.
have
You're good.
the thing with the the cell phone. It's the track phone. It's got really large buttons. I don't know how to work it, but just ring me. Excuse me.
Look, on the real, I put that post up of 40s and 9s convenience store. Somebody in this club needs to make that
Yeah,
before
well-
somebody on the West Coast does.
Andres did
I
something
was gonna
similar.
say, Dre's like 3,000 did one almost identical.
Yeah, he
to
did
it.
one similar. He did it as a tribute because it was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
quote?
When you posted that up, I was like, yeah, no shit, hurry up and buy. Like
That's
that's
what he,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what he named it. He named it "Hurry Up and Buy."
yeah, he named it hurry
Oh,
up and buy.
see?
That's right.
It's not. It's a tribute. We need to make the
Yeah,
real
sure.
one.
Yeah, it's a tribute. It's not a direct replica. It's sort of like
So it's funny though. I'm gonna build that little thing in HO scale.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll have the first and only, probably forever, HO scale version, because none of these HO scale railroaders have no idea what that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
What you need with that, if you get that, what you're gonna need is the mail truck with the fucking
no.
with the bazooka.
100%. No, I'm gonna have the mail truck and then the GTO that
Yeah,
Toothpick is driving
Yeah.
in.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
so
hold on.
funny because
With the
I was
bazooka.
just watching I have the Paramount app on my TV and I just pulled that movie up on Paramount and they
Yeah.
left all the cuss words in there and everything. But here's
Okay.
what's crazy. I've got the DVD version that I've seen probably 1,000 times because I think that's the best hood movie ever made. And I'll back that up 100%. it wasn't edited, and they even have extra scenes in that I've never seen before in the Paramount,
Paramount?
version. Yeah,
No, I'm saying on the one on the DVD, was it edited?
I mean, it came from
They have
No, I
different
think
things.
you
Walmart
would
or
have to
Target
be like
or
the
something. It
original
was,
VHS
I don't know.
release.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was edited or not. I just know it's the same version that you've seen on TV ever since that movie came out.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing, but Paramount has like an extra long version of that with extended scenes that I've never seen before,
Cool.
Really?
Very cool.
which is crazy because I'm watching it. I know the movie for word, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wait a minute, what is this?
Yeah,
I've
don't
never
remember
seen
this.
Oh,
Yeah, like that backyard party where they introduced toothpick for the first time, and
You
you
just
see
kissed every
all the
nigga in the
people-
party.
Yeah.
And Loc Dog says, I bet you I'll get that girl's number. And he holds the gun up to her face, said,
Yeah.
give me that number. Well,
Yeah.
right after she gives the number, the scene ends. There's a
Yeah,
whole like 2 minutes longer of that scene. They
Right.
go back and forth with the gun. She has a gun and says, hey, don't you think you're going to walk away from me after I give you this number?
I've seen that one.
No, that's on the VH version.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
That's the VH.
Oh,
VHS
VHS?
version. Yeah, it's
Oh,
VHS.
I don't have that one.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
no, I was
I
gonna
remember
say,
I only
no,
had the
I-
DVD.
No, I've seen that
But
one
the
where she
DVD
pulls the shit out.
The DVD is edited because when they
You don't remember that?
recast it,
Yeah,
it was because more families were buying it, and
Oh,
you can see it's like
That's
96 minutes long on the DVD, but on the VHS it says like like 120.
104.
Yeah,
Like 104 or
Yeah.
something like that.
oh, I never.
No,
Okay,
No, you're
how
right.
did I
no,
never
'cause
see
they-
that version
they-
then?
Smith, like the chick
Yeah.
that played her.
yeah.
But
And
she
she
was
has
like
like
in
this
this
large
version,
gun at
yeah.
the end of it.
Yeah.
And they go back and forth with the
No,
gun.
yeah, no, she pulls it out of it at the end. Like,
Yeah.
you
That's
can-
interesting. No, I've never seen the VHS version. That's
Yeah.
wild. I didn't even know.
Yeah, you know.
But I mean, I've seen the DVD version a million times.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that red box special before Netflix.
Hurry up and buy. Fuck, I love that shit.
Right. Yeah, I also want to get like an audio clip of that whole scene. So like you just
Yeah.
push a button on like this little diorama of
When
that
you do
store.
it goes, bigger.
And
And
there's
when he
like-
walks in the door.
Yeah, I gotta bleep that out because these North Carolina
Why
people
would you
will love
bring
that.
up? That's the best part. Like, that's hilarious.
And it's just like, what?
It is the best part. But these North Carolina people be like, where?
Where? Where?
I brought my rope just in case.
Go get the truck. Where?
But like I said, like just in that scale hobby, nobody would even know what that movie
No,
is.
no, especially,
So-
Okay,
especially
so
the
now
people
that you say that, there's a thing. I think I posted it in the chat. It's the tiny circuit with the TV and the remote. You can put up to
Yeah,
5
yeah.
hours worth of video on that, and you can actually take that clip and put it on there, and you can
That's
loop it
awesome.
at the gas
How
station.
small is that TV?
It's so
Tiny.
like it'd be a big screen.
Look at him.
Oh, that's
Look at him holding
perfect.
it up to the. I got a fucking tape measure if you want to give him some kind of reference instead
Yeah,
of being
because
like,
you know the
"No, it's
closer,
like this big.
yeah,
It's like this
yeah, because
fucking
it gets
big. You get
much bigger the closer to the camera you
Head
get.
like this, like crush your head. Crush
Think
your
like
head.
this big, but they're this small, but this big.
It's this big.
That's crazy.
And the remote is also about as big as the. It's like the remote. It has like 6 buttons on it.
You see Jeffrey's video of that little TV he's gonna put in his
That's what it is.
radio
Yeah.
controlled car.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
So that TV could also fit in the
Yes.
trunk hood of a model car.
Yes.
it could easily. And that screen could actually probably fit in the trunk lid
console.
of a fucking 64 scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, as
Yeah,
like a
like to come up
24-inch
almost
TV or like a
yeah.
55-inch TV or something.
Bigger than
So
that.
even
I
in
think-
HO
I
scale,
thought
it
they
would
were
be
smaller
like
than
a gas station TV when they for the security.
Right.
Ah,
No, I had one.
Yeah.
So,
oh, did you
I
really?
had it sitting up for a year because I was like, I'm not using this crap. Yeah, it's bigger than what they're saying. It's about inch and a half.
Oh shit! I thought those
It would work
motherfuckers
for
like
bigger
this.
Oh.
I think
No,
they-
Jeffrey's TV is that small though.
Yeah, it's
It's
tiny.
No, it's-
literally
it's the one Jeffrey's had.
So it's not, and it's
It's
not.
bigger.
So I saw the link too. The Jeffries, like he was like, oh, and then he put
Yeah,
a link
tiny
to
circuit.
the guy, the tiny
Yeah.
shit, and
Because the
that
remote
was
is like
Yeah, the
like-
remote's-
the remote's
tiny,
that
tiny.
big.
But it's the same shit. That TV was
Yeah,
really.
that's about.
They use a forced perspective when they
Hold
film
on.
that shit. to make look TV look
I got
small.
Right.
Right?
Because the whole TV is like the whole TV thing is like this big.
Yeah, no, they're using
Oh,
first
that's too
perspective
big.
because they make that motherfucker look like tiny,
It's
tiny.
not-
They did.
TV
Right.
screen is like
It's that big. Measure
Oh. Yeah, you can. That's
do stuff with it.
that's
but,
too
you
big
know.
for what I need.
it. Yeah.
But that would work good just having the screen by itself. Put that screen like on a billboard or something like it was a digital billboard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. But man, just make a billboard.
I mean, even
Yeah, just
even in
make
the
it.
even
yeah.
in the HO scale, people build these drive-in movie theaters and they just put an iPad for
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
You know, I think hell,
Yeah,
I
you
think
could do
Down
that.
to Scale did the same thing with their drive-in movie theater. Just put
With
an
the
iPad.
Cadillac, with the fucking Cadillac Fest shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So if you needed
know-
a smaller version, you can get an old phone.
well, yeah, exactly. And we all have old useless
Mhm.
phones sitting
In the
around.
drawer.
Mine are full of porn, but I mean, you could still use it if you want.
No, no. Well, didn't they ever have X-rated drive-ins? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
With neighborhoods directly right behind the parking lot.
Exactly. Trying to go to sleep and shit. All it is.
Well, you know, back in the day, they had the window speaker, so you wouldn't have heard that. But nowadays, with the radio wave speaker, you can get that if you live right behind you.
Yeah, exactly. They could tune it
88.7.
because at home all they had was the AM radio anyway. So they had porno or they had fucking some shitty ass news was their
Right.
choice. So they're like, oh fuck, let's just listen to porno. Fuck it.
Right, right. Well, hey, I know it's going on 10 o'clock out there. It's going on 11 o'clock out here, and I got to be to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was
Yeah.
great speaking with you guys. This
Yeah.
was probably one of the best interviews I've had in a long
Really?
time.
It seemed like the most off the rail fucking thing that I've ever done. And I'm not even doing an interview. This is the most off the rail shit I've done.
Well,
in like
It all came back to models in one way or another. So it can
No.
go off the rails as long as it finds its way back.
Nothing brings it back to models more than the fact that all different people fucking come together for
Yeah.
one common fucking thing. Even if we talk
Right.
about models, like it's the same thing. Like every night before a fucking show, whether I visit him or he visits me, we always fucking the idea is that okay, I'll fucking come up the day before and we'll work on some shit and then we'll wake up. So we'll go to sleep early. We'll wake up refreshed. We'll go to the show. We bring out all our builds, we bring out all our projects, and we're like, oh, this is what we're doing, and we like, does it meet inspection? To you know what I mean, that kind of shit.
Right.
And then we mostly just drink and stay up till about 3 hours before the show opens.
So
and
well, hold on,
barely
wait.
make it
Let's
to
go
the show.
back to you get together and then wake up fresh the next morning. There's no waking up fresh after
No,
that.
no. Like last night, we went to sleep at like
That was the
2.
earliest ever.
So we went
That
to
was
sleep
early
around
as ever.
2:30. We got up at 4:45 to go to the show.
Yeah.
So we got like 2 hours, some
That was the
hours
most amount
last
of
night.
sleep I've ever gotten before a show. And you,
Yeah, no,
Damn.
and especially with me and this motherfucker, like, you have no idea how many times me and this motherfucker have gone to shows just with
Still
me
drunk.
and a flask in my back pocket,
Still drunk from
with
last
us
night.
still chasing the dragon throughout the whole show,
Right.
and doing like TV interviews and shit. And
Yeah.
we're just like,
And I'm
we're
just sweating the alcohol.
yeah, no, we're
and
just
shit,
fucking,
like,
we're
brain
we're
fog.
either really fucking still hammered or really fucking hungover.
Yep.
Right there. Like, no, it's really, today was actually a really good day.
Yeah, normal. Yeah, maybe
Today
get
was-
older.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of these days I'd like to go out to one of your shows.
Dude, yeah.
Fuck, hey, if you
gotta
ever
wait
make it
till-
out, man, I'm on Google Maps, my shop, Canova's Custom, come fucking stay. I mean, anyone else listening to this, you're not welcome. I'm talking to this motherfucker. I keep forgetting that this is an actual show. Like, I'm not fucking
Yeah.
putting this out to
Someone's
like
like-
random motherfuckers. But
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, I'm not putting it out to random
So-
motherfuckers. Yeah.
So hold up, where's the address? Well,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
didn't say that.
Yeah, no, but anytime, man, if you make it out, you're more than welcome to fucking crash. I got plenty of room. If you want to fucking come out like the night before and fucking just chill, we'll barbecue, we'll fucking.
I
have
mean,
good-
Chippity's in, I think, New Jersey, and I think he's made it out to a Texas show. He makes it out to the California shows.
Who's that?
I just got to get my shit
Oh,
together.
George.
Chippity TV, whatever his name is.
Oh,
Oh,
Antonio.
Oh, Triple T.
He's
Antonio.
local.
Chipper.
Yeah, he's like not
He's
that
from-
far.
he's from-
Yeah.
No, he ain't that far. He's North Texas. Or
Oh, is
like
he?
Central-
Didn't
he's
he
like
used?
down
I
east
thought he
of-
used to live in New Jersey. Who lives in New
No.
Jersey?
You're thinking of
Some-
George. Stan.
George, the guy
Vision
with
120. Vision.
the Volkswagen Bug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he traveled all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, if I can do it with the little cars, I should probably.
No,
Yeah.
but like for real, I mean, I know like right now, like travel is fucked up with like fucking everything going on.
Just drive.
But realistically, from where you're at, like your plane ticket shouldn't be more than like $250 for a round trip.
Not even.
Like $250, like around there for a round trip, and you don't have to pay for room and board. You just
Right.
get a fucking flight out here, fucking hang out, and fucking fly back on in a couple days. Like, come on out, man. It's fucking. Do you know what I mean? Like I've always encouraged people like
Yeah.
come. Like if you
Maybe,
like if you're in my club, come to my house. It's like fucking we'll chill,
Yeah.
we'll fuck around models and we'll go to a fucking club and but model show. I mean
Yeah.
not the strip club.
Hey,
Maybe the
thanks for
strip
inviting me to that.
maybe the strip club. I mean, we'll see how things fucking go, but but for real, like if fuck man, come out. Like just make the
Well,
trip.
so
It's not even that big a
The
deal.
show that you guys did at the end of last year, or in fall or whatever, whenever you did the last show last year, I was actually Googling how long it would take. It was like 18, 20 hours just to get out there from where
To
I live. I
drive?
thought, yeah. And that's
Yeah,
what I
no.
normally do. I drive because I bring a lot of shit.
That's
But
because-
my little cars, I've got dioramas for days for those little cars. So I set them all up at these train shows or whatever. And the model cars, I'll probably bring like 4 boxes full of like the best models I've got. And so
Yeah.
you can't get that on a plane. If I took a plane, I'd have to bring like 3 models or
Yeah.
Well, just do like
bring
you're
what
allowed.
you do, and we'll make sure we have a
You're
small
allowed.
scale.
You're allowed 2 carry-on and 2 checked baggage, right?
Yeah, but they don't.
yeah. But I'm not
So-
checking
so what-
none of those models in. They'll throw that shit and break every little
Yeah,
thing
no,
I've
I
got.
totally will, but
Yeah,
Even if
fucking-
it says
but-
fragile,
oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Fuck
Yeah, I can usually travel with 2 of them.
Yeah, I can see because most of your shit is like because it's so small. Most of your shit is like actual diorama stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you're going out and
Small
setting up
stuff,
this
but
place
like-
for a fucking 187 scale.
Yeah.
like
but like
setting out
the
your
regular
money-
model cars, I'd probably only be able to bring 2 to 3 at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
2
But
safely.
again,
Right.
for real, and it ties back to exactly like what we were talking about. Like the idea is the models, but the overall goal is really just a camaraderie.
Yeah, just hang
Like
out.
if
Yeah, no,
like
it is.
I mean, like if you come out, like you don't have to bring everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
agree.
bring a
Everything.
fucking backpack, bring your clothes. Fucking just come out and meet
Yeah.
people and fucking just
Right.
have a weekend where you get the fuck away from whatever.
We need to do a 2-day show so it'd be worth my money.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Do a 2-day show so it's worth my money.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck.
actually not bad.
I keep
Classic
telling him.
Society 2K22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So that'd
no,
be
I
the
agree.
first show I go to once we figure out a 2-day show.
Yeah.
The only reason we haven't done that yet is double rent. We got to make sure we.
I mean, Atlanta has the Southern Nationals, and I haven't even gone to the Atlanta show because that's like I think 8 hours away.
Yeah, it's not
That's
that
it,
Like
yeah,
bad.
8 hours for a
I think
1-day show.
That's probably equal. That's probably equal or more for us.
Yeah,
the
because we
Atlanta
drove.
show.
I drove that.
Yeah.
20 hours that we drove to get to that show.
Well, fuck. I mean,
Right.
we're in this.
And
we're in
that's a
Cent-
1-day show.
Yeah, and it was a 1-day show.
We're in Central Texas. It's fucking 20 hours to even leave
Oh,
Texas,
that
no
is
matter
true.
what direction.
Right,
it is.
right.
Also true.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I was just to leave
So it's
Texas.
like, I mean, 20. You're like, fuck. It took me 20 hours to get to fucking Georgia. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no shit. Like you're in the middle of Texas.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. But hey, guys, this was great. I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time for this. I know it's getting late over there, and yeah, maybe we can do this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's nice to put a fucking face to everything, and it's nice to fucking meet you.
Hey, nice to meet all 3 of you finally.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody there on the right of you keeps making videos all the time, so we can see his face every day almost.
Oh.
Oh, the selfie motherfucker.
But you know, people that hide behind an avatar look like this.
Exactly.
You're never gonna see me.
Yeah. No, it's like I was who's Christopher Andre from fucking the Bay Area. He was with like he always hung out with table scrapers and shit. Andre.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I was
brother.
yeah. I always fuck with him. I call him horchata, you know. But yeah, he posted some shit up about some stuff, and I was like, nah, man. And he was like, this is how you guys see me, or something with like a selfie shit. And I was like, nah, man. To be honest, man, I would just picture you as a Kardashian because you do so many fucking selfies. Like for real, like you're the only adult man that I know that does this many selfies and shit. It's like fuck.
That's
man.
wild. That's just like the other guy making videos all day of his updates of life.
I mean, I'm not gonna name any names on who does that.
Right.
But you know, there's one guy that does do that.
I like to be inclusive.
Yeah.
I like the inclusion.
Hey,
Things, you
he's
know?
a
Like,
fucking
I like
kid, man. The kid, these fucking kids, they loved it. They're like, oh, me, fucking selfie. Look where I'm at. Look, I'm what's up? Oh, fucking awesome.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
know to that extent, but it's more like
I do want to say though, I don't follow any of you. When I mean any of you, I mean that guy on TikTok at all. I don't have TikTok downloaded on my phone, so
I don't do that. TikTok.
You're missing out on so much of his life by not having TikTok.
I don't even have TikTok. It's funny. I don't have a TikTok or Snapchat. You will never find me on TikTok or Snapchat.
Like, I fucking hate you guys.
Fuck no. Fuck no. All right, good night, man.
all right, guys.
All right, good night.
We'll see you later. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. Night. All right, everybody. So those are three really cool guys, in my opinion, from my model car club, Los Underground Kings, and I don't know, this was a more lively interview, a chat talk. I liked it. It was more real, more raw, more I don't know. All I can say is like more real. A lot of times, most of the interviews I do, it's PG. I guess kids could watch it if they found it interesting. This one it's more R-rated with, but hey, it's more real that way. And that's kind of what I like. I like it being real. That's why I don't edit really any of these videos, because what was done in the video, what was done at the time that it happened, it was done. There's no sense in pretending it didn't happen. So it's fine. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me at all. Hell, that's the way I talk anyways, normally. So it didn't bother me. And I hope that for any of the viewers watching, it doesn't bother you. Will it? Probably. But at the same time, you can't please everybody. You just got to try to please whoever you can. And go from there. If it bothers them, it bothers them. But it's not the intention. The intention is to get along with everybody, but you also got to be yourself and not pretend to be something else that you're not. So with that being said, don't forget, like and subscribe. I'll have the descriptions in the descriptions. I'll have the links in the description. I say that all the time. I do it backwards. I don't know why. The links in the description of our car club on Facebook, or Instagram, if you guys want to check it out. And you can even check out the magazine, Dedicated Magazine, which is David's magazine that he's put out with him and I think another club member. And you guys can check that out. And I've been featured in that magazine 2 or 3 times. And more to come, obviously. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys like it. Don't forget about that Patreon if you choose to use to go to it. That'll be in the description below as well. But until next episode, you guys have a good night, and see you next time. Bye.